What up, guys? How's it going? Tell me, real quick, guys, can you tell me the beat too loud? Is that about right? Somewhere in there. So you're saying the word amuck, right? And and somebody who's like skilled in uh, etymology can tell me if I'm wrong here. But I believe the word amuck, the way we spell it, comes from the Amok tribe, M-A-O-K tribe. It's a Filipino tribe. Uh, so I studied a form of knife fighting as a martial art called Amok, and it was based off of this group of Filipino knife fighters that were considered a berserker tribe, and so they would get all hopped up on drugs and just go berserk, and that's where the story "running amok," the phrase "running amok" came from. It's actually M-O-A-M-O-K is how you actually spell it originally, amok. But anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Running amok, ready to fucking slice and dice and carve them up. Hope y'all doing well. How's everybody doing? Etymology, yeah. Word. All right, cool. Brand saying it was borrowed from Melee. All right, cool. So, how's everybody doing tonight? We got Indy, we got Brand, and there's somebody else up in here. I got 3 viewers. I guess Indy and Brand are the only 2 talking, but somebody else up in here. If I had Streamlabs, I could see who it was, but... Oh, Bert, man. Oh, shit, I got my 3 favorite folks up in here. Here we go. This is a show now. We got Indy, Brand, and Bert. Dream team. Well, you know how I do. I have this show that I do on YouTube to entertain Bert and family and friends. If it weren't for Bert Gummer, though, right out the gate, 110%, I give this to Bert Gummer live. If you guys don't follow him and don't know him, check him out. If it weren't for Bert, like in the chat and Indy and everybody, like, I wouldn't know all you guys. Like, this is such an incredible group of people. And yeah, Bert. So I found Bert by watching CanCon's videos and just like getting involved in CanCon's chat section. And that's how I ended up finding Bert. And then he had his channel. Bert's the first guy that like ever. I think I called in the Bert show first and foremost. I might have called in the CanCon show first, but like I talked to Bert and CanCon around the same time. Those are the guys that kind of started me on this road. And then, I met Indy. I've met, like Dave Jose and all these people. And they were continuously finding new people and new groups and new channels. And it's pretty incredible. I was watching this guy earlier, the Jim something or other show. I got to look it back up. But Jim is cool as hell. I really like this guy's channel a lot. Hold on, I got to say it right. The Jim Price show. Yeah, Jim Price. I really dug that guy. I was watching him earlier today. Jim was cool as hell. I asked him to go over the North Carolina Constitution and stuff, and he actually did, and that was really dope. Apparently, written into our state constitution, we are not allowed to secede from the United States. Written straight up into our state constitution. Like, wow, that's heavy duty. That was kind of a weird line, but we got some really incredible sovereignty shit in there and all that other stuff. But yeah, so I mean, y'all know who's been canceled at this point. We got Julie Green Ministries. I don't know if y'all know. She's down too. Neil's down. All of them are down. I don't think anybody today is down that I haven't heard of yet. But we got CanCon, Nick, Julie, Neil. All of them are down like within the last week. So, but it doesn't matter. They can come on my show. They can go on Bert's show. They can go on Indy's show. They get like. That's the thing. That's why we're all here. We're like that next generation. Those guys are like, we all prop them up and they're all doing big work right now. But as they get censored, I mean, I'll give them a platform. You guys all want to come on my show and talk on a Zoom call? Fucking, I'm all for it, We'll all do it, We're here for each other. What's Bert saying? I want to stream time, but foot swelled up. All scary today. You got to keep that shit elevated, right? You're keeping that elevated up above your heart level. So make sure your foot is higher than your heart. Like put it up on like a bunch of cushions. It'll help that drain back down. The other thing you can do, if you want to, you can like get on your bed or against a wall, and you kind of do this like hunched up little child pose thing. Like get your butt right up against the wall, feet right up against the wall, and then you put your legs up the wall, and then you wiggle your toes and you pump your feet just like that. I'm giving you a yoga YouTube. Here's Joe doing yoga, but like do that. Like put your butt up against the wall and pump your feet and wiggle your toes, and it can give yourself about 5 minutes in that position, and it'll help reduce the swelling in your feet for sure. So there you go. Luckily, the camera's not that high up, or y'all be staring at my ass when I did that. But you get the idea. I'm always giving. I'm a giver. How long? Wait, 5 minutes? I should wrap now. Being 36 years old, about to turn 37 when the clock ticks midnight. Hope you wish me a good birthday. I think I'm doing shit right. I hope you pray for me. I got a job opportunity that just recently presented it to myself through synchronicity. You know, I'm working on getting the ball rolling on affidavits in North Carolina. We had 105% voter turnout. Come on. Our machines weren't certified because of COVID with a 3-2 vote. North Carolina Election Commission. We got some affidavits that need to be written. I need people in North Carolina to connect with me. Real Mighty Joe on every platform. I'm talking with Dave Jose. I'm trying to get this ball rolling. We got to audit every fucking state in this nation. Because I'm telling you, from the top to the bottom, from your local election commissioner's office to the fucking governor, the election could be flipped. The results could be the exact opposite. We need to look into all of this. Let's go. Let's go. What y'all doing? I'm going to go back in this chat. Read what y'all saying. We got Barry says, yeah, your foot, yeah. Oh, you're doing a movie night tonight? 11 in your time is like fucking 2 a.m. for me, Andy. If you're ever going to do a movie night, like, could you ever do like an afternoon movie day, Andy? Could you do like maybe a Sunday afternoon we're going to watch a movie together? Because your movie nights, man, Andy, I can never make them. If I could make them, I could only watch like 10 minutes, obviously. East Coast problems, you know? But problem I have always West Coast friends. And Bran, where are you from, by the way? Bran, are you in the U.S. or are you overseas? I can't remember if you're UK. You seem to know a lot about UK stuff. I don't know if you're in the UK or if you're over here. Yeah, mid-30s gang. Yeah, hell yeah, man. We are. You guys got is that the movie Bran just posted? Yeah. Weeks out. You saying I'm weak for? Oh, you're on Ontario. All right, yeah, that's a Canadian. Hell yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I sent you the out for a rip stuff, right? Yeah, that's where we got on the chat for that shit. That shit was fun. Yeah. Well, it's incredible. I mean, you know, we're a group of people that just gets together and decides to fucking hang out and talk. The conversation can go anywhere or anyway. Mighty Joe, a poet that loves freestyling. I don't have the goddamn due diligence to fucking write every fucking thing I ever think so poetically and write it down because that electricity is constantly moving through me. The pulsation is nonstop, and I can spit it out my mouth or I can ignore it and it'll just hit the top of my skull, find its way back down into my grundle, and it'll reciprocate. Mighty Joe, I'm just a circuit. I'm just spitting in this 3-ring circus. Bunch of clowns, no frowns. I always keep my frown turned upside down. Happy guy most of the time. And if I'm sad, I keep it locked down in the pit of my stomach deep inside until my shit's thrown off. I don't even know what I'm saying. Fuck it all. Mighty Joe, that's when you get free. That's when you speak right. You have to be not afraid to say anything and everything that comes into your mind when you want to give it. It might not be prolific. It might not be gifted, but most of this hip-hop nowadays isn't. So I guess I'm right on par with the rest of them. And when I say that prolific shit, that magnificent shit, that I'm skyrocketing to the fucking moon, leaving the rest of them in stardust. Come on, let's hang. Let's go on. Ontario lightning. Yeah. Electricity. 5 people watching, only 3 people like me. Yeah. I appreciate it, fucking freestyles off the top of the head. We do what we do. I'm really sad. So tomorrow's my birthday. I'm a big smoker. I like all flower. Hey, Car. Hell yeah, man. What up, dude? There we go. I knew you were being lazy, man. You're always the Car's always the lazy guy. He's watching. He ain't even commenting. Not like him. He's just there. Lazy old man, Car. Love you deep down inside my fucking heart. I love independent Minnie because I understand that she's doing everything. She's carrying this whole family. Moderating monkey wrench. We got Burt Gummer just spitting the truth, hanging out. He's the one who created the original space for this conversation. People like Indy. She's popular, but her whole server is really just a reflection of that Burt Gummer live server. It's the same thing but bigger, reaching more people. Mighty Joe, I don't know what I'm gonna be. I have no idea where I can go. I'm gonna do my best to continue to stay to my principles. Making love to this music with every syllable. This is my syllabus, as simple as this. The snake hisses, rises up my spine and bites the top of my head. The 7th chakra gets open and I'm connected to the universe again. And then I remember that I am always here, never not. The Zargadat, the natural way, the natural movement. Just me, here, existing, alive in this moment and doing. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. True story. I'm just opening my mouth and letting the story fall from me. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it sounds like a shitty old paperback that you just need to turn back into the library where you got it at. Warm-ups. Just getting started. Where's it gonna go? I don't even fucking know. And that's the best part of my show. Hope y'all digging it. These beats are really mellow. Yellow. Yeah. It's gonna be real soon. Birthday shit. I'm not gonna do it live with you guys because that's longer than my computer will allow me to do it. But I'll probably get live tomorrow at some point. I'm pretty sure my buddy Soul is gonna pop through sometime tomorrow, and I'm sure he's gonna want to go live with me. We'll shoot the shit with the internet and play music. Maybe get him to play some guitar and sing and stuff. Do all the things. So, what's on your guys' mind? Pillow Guy documentary, that was fucking crazy. I don't know if you guys saw that, but that was like fucking super legit. And then, the Fauci emails, there's like, I saw someone earlier today in a chat session saying this, and I fully agree with this. This is woman Kathleen in that Jim guy's chat session. And she was saying this thing that was basically like, why is this Fauci shit getting released right now? It's like, all right, so COVID's a bioweapon, and they like admit that, right? Then it like gives people more of a reason to get the vaccine. Well, please take the vaccine, right? The vaccine is the bioweapon. And if my channel gets taken down for saying that, I'll give 2 flying fucks because it's the absolute truth. Don't fucking shoot yourself up with unknown drugs. It's a stupid thing to do. Yeah, no, so in my state, North Carolina, apparently they fucking tried to push this shit through, and I think it's been pushed through where 12-year-olds can get the vaccine without their parental consent. They can just show up at school, and school can jab them if they want it. It's like so fucked up. And I don't give a shit if YouTube deletes me. Like, I've been fucking from the gut. I don't censor myself. I'll say election. I'll say ballot. I'll say all the fucking words. I'll say fucking COVID-19. I don't care about any of that shit. Because if they take me down, I'm Real Mighty Joe everywhere. I got 20 followers on this platform. You can all follow me on Gab. I'm on Telegram. I'm fucking everywhere. I'm gonna start a Cloud Hub. Apparently, Cloud Hub is something I should look into. I'm probably looking to doing one of those. But I'm Real Mighty Joe everywhere. Twitter, fucking Facebook, you fucking name it. I'm everywhere. Real Mighty Joe. I'll be Real Mighty Joe on 4chan. I'll be Real Mighty Joe in fucking comment sections of fucking, old lady lingerie on a fucking Hanes fucking goddamn webpage. I'm Real Mighty Joe wherever I am. What do you say? 12 plus, can't get it. Yeah, dude, that's insane, right? Yeah, that's so scary to me that, like, as a parent, you could send your kid to school, and unknowingly, they're gonna come home having that jab in their arm, and they don't even have to tell you. It's up to them to be honest to tell you, because the school gave it to them under their own consent. If they don't want to tell you, they don't have to tell you. The school's not going to tell you, probably. I guarantee they fucking won't. Brand says, I think you might be safe flying really low with a tight net 30 subs. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so I'm flying super low. They won't touch me until I get over that 100 subs where I can actually change my slash to Real Mighty Joe. And once I get to that point, if that happens, by then I got 100 people who know what I'm doing, like what I'm doing. You guys, I got 30 subs that dig what I do. It's like, I got a really good ratios all the time. It's like you guys are all fam, every single fucking one of you. I mean, literally, I make you all moderators because it's a fucking joke to me. I'm like, yo, if I have anybody who takes the time to comment more than once, and I know who you are, bam, you're a fucking moderator. Let's make a joke of this whole platform, because I think this platform is MySpace. It's just waiting to figure out it is. Yeah, I mean, I don't give a shit, man. I'll make this shit until the day I die. If they delete everything that I made on this platform, it's just more shit for me to make next time. I've filled 20 something books with handwritten poetry in my life or more, in the last decade, probably on average like 2 a year. And I can't tell you how many I've lost in my life beyond that and before that. And it's like you write it, it comes, it goes. The poetry comes, poetry goes. Like, it's not me, it's not mine. I'm just being a vessel. I'm being an open tube, allowing it to come through me. That's how I've always felt about it. And that's it. It's not me. I'm just a channel for it. Yeah, Blue Wrenches for all, man. There ain't no such thing as a fucking gray. If people look gray in my comments, I get mad. Like, who's this gray motherfucker? Why are they gray? I like blue people in my comments. I guess that's racist or colorblindest or something. I can see blue though, and I'm colorblind, so maybe that works to my advantage because I have a disability. Seeing color, I see blue really well. It's vivid to me. Ban them all. Yeah, I mean, you guys can ban each other. It's actually pretty fun. That's kind of the whole thought process behind it in a weird way. Ah, shit, someone's trying to call me. This is my brother. I'm not going to answer because I don't want to put him on the spot because he wouldn't like that. So I'm going to tell him I'm live on the internet. Yeah, he wouldn't like me answering the phone and talking to him on the internet. He's a private guy. I'm going to say live online. Didn't want to put you on the spot by answering. But he can call back if he feels like talking to all of us. That'd be cool too. Yeah. Unless I'm like, I'll put you on speaker if you want to call back and chat. He probably want to do that. he decides to come in and call back, my brother is a badass. He's a fucking Marine, Semper Fi, 3 tours of duty, veteran, all the things. My brother's a fucking hero, truly, and the toughest person I fucking know personally. So that's a true fucking story. No fucking lie on that. Yeah, you guys got to ban each other. And before my brother called in, I thought that was the greatest idea. Is like make everybody a moderator. So if you guys get in arguments, you can just start banning each other. It's like whatever, man. You all have the freedom. You use it wisely. Yeah. I think he's shy. I don't think he'll want to call in on the show. If he does, it'll blow my mind. Maybe he will want to come in and talk. That would be kind of fun. He's really, really smart, intelligent dude. Fucking really creative. He's a brilliant writer. He writes fiction stuff. Daniel J. Davis, Queens of Depths is his only published thing that he has out there right now. But he's working on a series of 3 books that'll be coming out pretty soon. Unfortunately, his shit's sold on Amazon. It's Jeff Bezos' fucking devil shit, but he's self-published. It's a great book. Great read, actually. It's a really, really, really good story. And yeah, he's a brilliant guy. Great guy. But he's probably not going to want to hang out with us. We're a bunch of degenerates, New beat, turn it up, bro. Mighty Joe, I came to flow, but I'm fucking up. I guess I'm talking too much, but when I talk in rhythm and talk in rhyme, people listen up. When I'm babbling, or burping, or belching, or fucking gurgling, people think I'm an obnoxious fucking critter, a beast. Mighty Joe, I'm a beast in the fucking sheets. And I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about the sheets. Writing words on pages, page after page, until that shit's complete. I'll fucking spit a whole read and need more. I'll take myself to the goddamn liquor store. Let's get drunk like a fucking skunk was. Then I can stumble down and fall down and feel like a little kid again for the first time. Maybe that's why we do it in the first place. I don't even fucking know anymore. I don't even like doing that shit no more. I'm too old. I like to get moderately buzzed, and I like to shoot my shit over the internet and talk to all my friends, all my people. Bunch of goddamn kicking frogs leaping in different directions. So Hutch, I think we're gonna rain down for a generation to come. It's not stopping. I don't even know what I'm saying no more. It's an everlasting gobstopping. Just sucking all the flavors. I hate it when I rap like that. Don't sound good to me. Maybe I'll try and rap again later. Maybe I'll keep it going. I don't even. Shit. Every rapper falls off. I think I really just don't like this beat very much, to be honest. We're gonna skip that one. There we go. It's more of my place. Filthy plebs. Yeah, it's all about the placebo, but what do we know? I get worried about myself and how I'm speaking. It's really just me worrying about my image. That's my ego. Maybe I need to step back and let all that go. I'm here to present the truth. I'm here to just speak to you. I'm Peru. I'm creating an environment where we can all come together. Y'all can listen to me yap. You can tell me that it's fucking crap. Now I need to step back. You can tell me that it's gold and pat me on the shoulder, and I'll be like, yeah, I feel really good that you said that. But deep down inside, I know I got a long road ahead of me. I got so many things that I need to learn that it's fucking intimidating to me. But I'm not afraid. I step forward one step at a time with integrity. Mighty. Because that's my size. Joe, because I'm just like you. I'm the average guy. And that's what makes me exactly my magnificence. I got that giant size inside of myself, but there's no difference between me and you. You're big too, and that's the one thing I'm really trying to teach to you. Come on. It's like a fucking goddamn dirty pyramid scheme invaded your mind and taught you that you are less than you are meant to be. You're down here. You're supposed to be up here. Let's accelerate that chi. Let's find that way to break those bricks and turn them into stardust again. And let's reform them into the home and the nation and the place that we want to exist in. Let's dream this shit together. If we can imagine it, we can create it, we can make it. It takes us, we the people. The power of the government is given by us, invested by us, we the people. It means it is invested by us. We are giving it to them. I'm saying, hey, you get this, but you have to do what I want. It's written in every state constitution when you break them down. It doesn't matter the text or the font or the space, and that's what they want you to focus on, but it's the message. It's the real words that are written, literations. These are spells cast upon a nation. They use that to enslave us. We need to take that same power back and use that against them like a goddamn grammatical gun to their fucking heads and say, hey, if you don't jump how high I ask you to, I'll replace you and find a dude who will do that same thing, or a chick, or whatever adjective they identify with. I'm not discriminating. I don't really give a flying fuck about any of that shit. As long as I can be me and you can be you, and we're in the same boat with it. Mighty Joe likes to show boat with it. Kecking frogs flowing over the fucking rope and dope with it. Balancing ropes while I'm practicing boxing with the bobbing and weaving right and left and a right left combinations. Body, head, body. I don't want a Bugatti. I don't want a mansion. I don't want a yacht. What I want is a nation that my children can grow up in and be proud of. And I don't have children. But if I do have them, what world am I giving them? And all my friends and my beloved brothers and sisters that have children, what world am I giving to them? I'm supposed to be fucking Uncle Joe to all of those kids. Am I standing up for it? Am I doing what's right? Well, I see something's wrong and I'm doing everything I can to connect to the right people and just try and get this fucking ball rolling right here, right now. And I know if I spit it out hard enough and I give it enough passion, it'll gain ground. Something's wrong and everybody knows it. And if we can get enough of us together, speaking loud enough, from that small minority of people trying to claim control, be terrified that grips will start to be shaky, sweating, to loosen. And maybe a few will become lucid and turn on them. Goddamn scoundrels that got them into the fucking network of rats in the first place. And maybe that's the first step. Maybe that's the first taste of justice. We need local politicians that have been corrupted to say, hey, who influenced you? Who paid you? Who threatened you? We will protect you if you will tell us. As a community, give them a space to come clean. Because if we don't, we're never gonna. I know that those guys are just little tiny ants when it comes to the pyramid scheme. And the people at the very tippity top of the tippity top, they never get their hands dirty. They're perfectly clean, legally. And there's no way to catch them because they set up that whole network, the bar law system, barring all constitutional common law from entering a litigation. What the fuck's going on with our nation? The problems we are facing are simple, but they are complex in their implications. Hope you dig it. I was rapping so long, my cigarette burned out. That's a good sign. Thanks, man. Thanks, buddy. Brand, you're my stand. And I hope you never get so goddamn depressed and feel like you can't reach me, that you feel like you need to drive over a bridge and off of that shit. But if that ever happens to you, then I will personally, myself, feel responsible for it. You're my stand, you're my brand, you're my man. Bible thumping fucking goddamn brother. When I meet you, first thing I'm gonna do is clench up my hand and fist bump you. Come on, let's go. We're gonna meet, all of us. That's what I dream. We'll all come together. Every single one of you. If I ever make it, every single one of you. You got fucking first class tickets to all my shows. No matter where I go, I'm taking you with me. You hear me? You're my family. And if I ever get to that point, God bless me, God bless that joint, and I will do my best to shine from that point so enough people can hear me. They call him a Jaga Guru. In my tradition, I speak the wisdom as loud as physically possible so as many people can hear it as possible in the most simple language that I can do. You know, it's not the same as a Satguru. That's the person that teaches the truth specifically to you. They know your soul inside out like they were you and you were them. And yeah, that's a whole different thing. My guru only had a few disciples in that sense, but he was a Jagat guru in the large sense. You know, he didn't take on very many small students or like one-on-one students, but he taught everybody who wanted to learn constantly, never stopped. I guess that's a quality that I've completely taken on the way that I do this because I realize that freestyle music is the best way that I can express everything I've ever learned in my entire life. I can bend and stretch and teach you how to, you know, roll a joint, do any tactile or little thing, an actual thing. But when I sit here with this freestyle, I'm an open canvas and I can talk about all the things. We can discuss religion, we can discuss philosophy, we can discuss the minor aspects of the mundane and the little things that help you succeed. Mighty Joe, I'm a tiny guy, I'm a little channel, I'm the smallest thing on the internet right now, I'm a mustard seed. But I do believe if I keep pumping this shit out exactly the way I'm doing, I'll get a good family behind me. And if I get deplatformed, they'll follow me wherever I go. And I'll keep doing the same thing, the Mighty Joe Show. I'll just put on beats, I'll talk to you, I'll freestyle, because that's the best way I can communicate with you. Just waiting for me to drop some written album releases that I've practiced and made fucking tight. Yeah, that's a whole other aspect of the art. It's gonna take another year or so to get that shit right. I'm not there yet. Right now, I'm just preparing my fan base for what's gonna come next. I'm putting all my effort into making it magnificent so Tom McDonald looks like a goddamn amateur compared to him. Because I really don't think he's that good. He's just got the flair with him. He's honest, and that's his number one fucking thing he's got going for him. That's my fucking staple. That's my foundation that this whole house was built upon. And as I get fucking fancy and do everything else that people would like to shit upon when it comes to style or anything that I can contribute as an aspect to hip hop music, it doesn't matter because my cornerstone, the fact that I'm just talking my soul, talking my truth to all of it is the foundation of all of it. It will find its way into every stitch of fabric of every fucking thing I ever do. From spitting this brilliant shit to you to wiping my ass with a fucking piece of toilet paper that is not up to par, cleaning off the poop. Oh, dumb shit. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta let it go the way it goes. People are hearing me. Andy says, sorry I'm not in the chat anymore. My kids are terrifying me with their newfound climbing skills. I'll tell you, Andy, so I was like a monkey as a baby. I climbed everything and anything. When I was a toddler, I almost died because I was watching Curious George and he was climbing up some shit. And so what I did is I pulled all the drawers out, my dresser in my bedroom, and I tried to climb up them like a ladder. And it tipped the entire dresser over on me. But luckily, I was like a tiny kid, so I fell between the wall and the floor, and it hit the wall before it hit me and fell on me. But I mean, it was like a 200-pound dresser would have crushed me. I mean, I would have been fucking dead. But, you know, before I made it to 18 years old, I've had like 4 brushes to death. You know, like I definitely had like really close calls as a kid. I was clumsy as fuck as a kid. You know, like I don't know, man. My mama used to always say, I have a shitload of guardian angels. My guardian angel works overtime. That's what she always said. And I truly believe that. My guardian angel does work overtime. And luckily, I have like a guardian angel that's an OG on the force, like super fucking badass. It's been working overtime since I was a little tyke. So as I go on now to take on these bigger missions in my life, and what I'm putting here to do, and what I'm meant to do, well, my guardian angel is going to be right the fuck there, and they're a badass. So anybody trying to come at me, you better watch out, because my guardian angel, it ain't no sludge. Oh, Newt, I'm telling you, I was about 3-4 years old when I pulled that dresser over on me. My mom put up baby gates. I climb over them. Then they got a taller one that I couldn't climb over. And my brother and sister, so this is one of my earliest memories. I'm like 3 years old around this memory. And they put up a taller baby gate because I could climb over the original one. So they put up one that was like a 4 foot tall baby gate on my door, like the tallest fuck baby gate. And my brother and sister on the other side taunted me because I couldn't get over the gate anymore. And so I shit in my diaper, took it off, and threw it at him. And I remember doing that. I remember doing it on purpose because I was mad at him. I shit in my diaper and I fucking threw it at him. I'm like, fuck you. And they ran. Got them. I'm the youngest, you know, so I had 2 older siblings who used to taunt me and shit on me all the time. But I literally tried to lob a fucking dirty diaper at them when they were teasing me as a kid. Yeah. I also climbed on my shed once. I don't know, it was probably like 5 or 6 or something. Around the same time, same house. No, it's a different house. I'm sorry. So, but it's when we first moved to the new house. So I was like 3, 4 in the old house. We moved to the new house. I was like 4 or 5. And when in the new house, there's a pine tree with all these like branches, and I climbed up the pine tree and got myself onto the shed, and I couldn't get back down again, and I got scared shitless. My dad had to like come get me off the shed. Yeah, I remember that one. And again, I was a little kid. I just climbed. I was like a fucking monkey. I just want to climb up everything. I was just like trying to climb anything and everything in sight. You know? I was like a fucking squirrel as a baby. As a kid. As an old man, I'm a lot lazier. Cross cars, like, it was a ladder for me. Nice baby gate. Yeah. So, like, for me, yeah, Bram was just saying, ladder scared me for a long time. I had to face that down when I took siding and softening job. I understand it. My whole thing with heights is like, if I have proper safety equipment, heights don't scare me at all. I did window installation, and I've been like 13 stories up in a window hole, strapped in with proper safety gear. That doesn't freak me out at all. But like climbing up a sketchy ladder, that freaks me out. You know, like being on a sketchy roof, that freaks me out. It's like, you know, as long as I have my safety and my own control in a good situation, heights don't bother me. But like, heights get sketchy easily. And the older you get, the more sketchy it gets because we don't bounce as easy. You know, we don't heal as easy. You know? Man, I feel like I barely wrapped this whole fucking video. I'm just like yelling at the internet. But it is what it is, I guess. Whatever. Mighty Joe slacking into the entertaining. Oh, like Jared Bit. I'm slacking on this microphone, god damn it. I wish the goddess would smack me in the face so fucking hard that I realize that I'm all alone again. It's just me speaking to myself in the microphone again, alone in the booth, alone with the truth, because it's always me. I came into this world alone, and I like it the same way. You're all my family while I'm riding this ride, and while I'm here. And when I take off, there's an old quote. When you came into this world, you wept. Live your life in such a way that when you leave, the world weeps. Oh, hold on. Let me say that quote again, because this is how you say it right. When you came into this world, the world rejoiced as you wept. Live your life in such a way that when you leave, you rejoice and the world weeps. That's the quote. Oh, I'll say that twice. When you came into this world, the world rejoiced as you wept. Live your life in such a way that when you leave, you will rejoice and the world will weep. I have no idea who said that, but that's one of the quotes locked in my mind that always stuck with me. We got hashtag baby game. Wait a right here. Yeah, I had to climb a sketchy ladder in a snowstorm and leaning out over to fiddle with eavesdrop, not healthy and safety approved stuff. Dude, I've done some sketchy shit in my life, dude. I've done some seriously sketchy shit in my life when it comes to safety like that. Yeah, dude, I feel you. I absolutely feel you. I used to shovel off. I did like one day of shoveling off roofs in New England during a snowstorm with another contractor, and I was like, never doing that again. I've done roofing a little bit. I've done a bunch of hard ass jobs. They all suck. Like sketchy shit. Like being an old that's young man's work. I'm not there anymore. I'll be 37 in another hour and 18 minutes. So, what we got? No safety harness. Right, exactly. Dude, well, that's what I was saying. When I was shoveling out the house, there was no safety harness, and like if I slipped off that roof, it was like a 20-foot fall on the fucking sidewalk below. Yeah, it's like you're done, man. Like I got shit to do. I don't want to die this way. Like bad, sketchy shit. Scar says, I was so sketchy, my reward picture was a stick band. You make a flip book out of it, it will walk again, or something. Fran says, it is young man's work. It's a young man's thing. Very much. Mighty Joe, I guess I didn't rap too much tonight. I was just shooting the shit with y'all. I hope that's all right. I feel like I'm gifted when I speak poetry, but maybe when I'm just being honest, talking the shit with you, that's more me. That's more real. I don't know what you prefer most. I'm just here. This is my show. I'm just trying to be the host. I'm just trying to open my mouth to that holy ghost, and I'm hoping that goddess that was killed off by that Christian theocracy speaks through me, because it used to be the Father, the Mother, and the Son in the ancient Trinity when all the books were originally written before the Nicene Convention came in and edited it. I hope you listen to this, Brand. I'm speaking to you specifically with this shit, because you were talking about the Bible and how it was codified. Those were the books that you need to read, and that's that knowledge, and I understand that shit with you. And I think you were trying to knock on the Gnostics, but you have to understand that those Gnostic Gospels that were found in the dirt were hidden for a fucking reason, because Peter and the Catholic Church didn't want them to be read and understood by the people, because, basic shit in the Gospel of Thomas, it says, lift up a rock and I will be there. Look to the wind and I will be there. They didn't want you to learn that shit because you didn't need the church. If that was the truth, and Thomas was closest to Jesus, so it's probably the truth. If you read the red words, it basically says that, and all the black words around it are trying to confound and twist the rest of it. King James lost his head for putting the words of Jesus in red. Learn your knowledge about how the Bible you read in that book is. It is what it is. There's good shit in there. But hey, I don't mean to be the fucking goddamn Debbie Downer, but it's not what the Aramaic originally said. We'll go back to original words like the Aramaic word for virgin that was translated into virgin isn't the word for virgin. It's a word for young, unmarried woman. So Mary wasn't a virgin. The conception wasn't immaculate. She wasn't married, and the state would have had her head for it. And Joseph pretended that he was the father. Basic simple shit. Jesus went to Tibet. Look up Saint Issa. 12 to 33 years old, he disappeared. Where was he? Well, there's a whole story about him, hidden in Tibetan and Buddhist mythology. Like I said, look up Saint Issa in Tibet. And so supposedly Saint Issa came back after he was crucified. He came back to Tibet. He signed in the temples before and after he left. And he's known as a holy man that lived in Tibet until his late 90s, and he had crucifixion scars. And he's identified as someone who had been crucified. He had scars on his wrists. So, like, they didn't stick it through the hand, right? So, like, the crucifixion with the hand, that whole thing with the stigmata through the center of the palm, not true. Crucifixion happened through the center of the wrist, below the wrist bone, and then it was right through the ankle bone. That's how they could nail you to the cross. If you tried to nail through the hand, it would tear. There's no way to hold your body weight. You have to pin it below the wrist bone. So he had a scar here, and here, and his name was Saint Issa. And he supposedly had gone to the West to teach, had been nailed, crucified, survived it, and came back to Tibet to continue to teach until he died in Tibetan temples. And he signed in that Tibetan temples. You can look at it. His name was Saint Issa. Look that up. ISSA. Saint Issa. Like I said, he survived the crucifixion, and to be honest, so the whole thing with the resurrection. So I've studied Ayurveda, which is Indian natural medicine. Let's get to like full theosophical shit here. I don't care if I rap for the rest of the show because I'm into shit that I like to talk about. So in Ayurveda, there's a thing called, there's a couple different things. There's what's called panchakarma. Pancha means 5, karma means action. So there's these 5 cleansing actions that it goes to cleanse 5 channels of the body. The 5 sensory organs. Cleanse the eyes, cleanse the ears, cleanse the nose, cleanse the mouth, cleanse the skin. Cleanse and it goes even deeper into that, to the layers of the tissue and all that. There's the other thing called kaya kalpa, which is basically the same concept of panchakarma, but it goes into a really, really, really deep concept which mixes with. All right, so let's go into a thing here. So the concept, the word therapy in English comes from the word therapist, and therapist, the original therapist, comes from a Celtic tradition where they would dig these holes in the earth, and they would put a person into this hole in the earth when they needed to go through like a spirit change or a deep spiritual experience. And the person who was over the top of the holes, the person who was overseeing the people in these holes going through these deep experiences was called the therapist. That's where that word comes from in English. Now let's go back to Kaya Kalpa. So Kaya Kalpa would be like a 6-month program where you would literally live in a sensory deprivation environment. You would have an Ayurvedic physician reading your pulse every single day, feeding you the proper foods, giving you the proper exercise and advice like every single day. You would do that a couple hours a day, and the rest of your day was spent in silence and meditation. And through Kaya Kalpa, people would reverse age. And so there's a guy in my tradition. So from my particular tradition, I studied under a guy guy named Shivananda Saraswati. Not a famous one. There's a very famous guy with that same name. There's a bunch of Swamis with that name. This was a Dutch guy. He studied under a guy named Sri Ramamurti Mishra. His Swami name was Sri Ramananda Saraswati. And from that lineage, so the Saraswati lineage is a scholarly Swami lineage, but the guy Sri Ramamurti Mishra, he didn't come from that lineage. He came from a tantric lineage originally, and his teacher was a guy named Baba Bhagavan Das Saraswati, I believe. His last name might have been Saraswati. Baba Bhagavan Das Saraswati, I think is his name as well. Or might have been it. Shit, I'm getting a little lost there. But that guy, his guru, was a guy named hold on, just give me a second. Sorry, I haven't accessed a lot of these like memories or knowledge of these like stories in a minute. So the other guy was name was Tapasvaji. So Tapasvaji was Baba Bhagavan Das's guru. And that guy, so Baba Bhagavan Das, on my tradition, taught my guru's guru. He lived to be 149 years old, supposedly by the books. So his teacher supposedly lived to be 185 years old. His name was Tapasvaji. And these are all like, there's all these Indian stories about these people, but I've connected directly to these lineages and these people. And, according to Ayurveda, Indian natural medicine, the natural lifespan of a human being is around 120 years. And if actually, let's go back into the Bible for a second. Let's look into the Bible for a second. If you look into like Genesis and the old books of the Bible, they talk about the lineage of the people. They lived 1,000 years. They lived 100 years. They all lived real long amounts of time, and it gets shorter and shorter as it goes down. This son lived less years. This son lived less years. And that's the same thing in the Vedas. They teach about the same thing. They say that as humanity becomes less enlightened, our lifespan shortens. As we become more enlightened, it lengthens. And the Vedas is like a 10,000-year-old text. But everything in the Vedas, it starts, the very, very few first lines of the Vedas start with an ending saying, "So say the wise ones of old." Meaning that everything we present here on out was told to us by someone who was wiser and older before us. And that's why that's why that's the tradition I think that I've connected to the most, is that I feel like everything that is said in Judaism, Catholicism, any other religion under the sun is also said in the Veda. And those guys, when they said it, say, "Hey, we're saying this now, but we're just repeating what the people that were smarter and wiser before us said." And I think that's it. And Jesus, really, if you read the words of Jesus, he's not trying to say you are not God. You are not the Son of God. He never, ever, ever said that once in the Bible. So people knock on people. Like, Brand, you were saying, like, something about Gnosticism, specifically, like neo-Gnosticism, right? Like, why are you trying to knock on the term of Gnosticism? Gnosticism means gnosis, meaning I have the ability to know this. This is gnosis. This is my knowledge. This is my knowledge in action. Gnosis. That is knowledge in action. So a Gnostic Christian is really putting the knowledge of Christ into action, literally, word by word. That's what that means. I am a Gnostic Christian if I would ever be called a Christian, because I believe truly that I have the same heart that Christ had, the same mind that Christ had, the same soul that Christ had, the same relationship to my Father that Christ had, and I think that you're all capable of that. And that's the difference, because the Hindus and the Vedas teach you are God. And I think the Catholic religion and certain very specific religions, they take those words of Christ that are telling you that they're God and say, no. You need us as a bridge for you to reach God. You need to pray and be humble and be a servant to God. You need to be always praying this guy, Jesus, as your guru, and just be always below him and kiss his feet. It's like, no, he doesn't want you to kiss his feet. He wants you to hug him. He wants you to be him. He knows his time is limited. He's trying to give it to you. And in the tradition that I come from, it's called Guru Shisha, meaning that like my teacher was my student in a previous life, and in my next life, he's going to be my teacher again. I'll be his teacher. Like I know that my Swami that taught me before I die will come back to me, and I will teach him, and I will know him by his eyes. I will know him by his eyes. He will have his eyes. That's where the soul is. The soul resides in the eyes. I truly believe all this shit, you know, and it, you know, it is what it is. I hope you dig it. I mean, it's just my perspective. You know, I want to know your perspective. I mean, it's just me bullshit. It's right or wrong. I don't know if it's good or bad. You know. Let's see what y'all are saying. What's Brand saying? All right, so sorry, Joe. I have to admit that you lost me. I'm going to have to rewatch. Well, all right, so I want to know where I lost you, though, Brand. Did I lose you in the thing? Hold on. And he says, yep. The curse that was pronounced upon the banished from Eden is like a progressive genetic disease. As history has unfolded, the effects have become worse. Yeah, that's it. It's like, you know, when you lost. All right, that's it. That's it, Brent. That's it. Like the church is trying to tell you, you can't go back to Eden. You can't go back to God. Jesus is telling you can, right? Isn't that it? Isn't that it? Like, he's telling you you're there. You're like, he never said you're not there. He said, I and my Father are one. He didn't say you aren't the same. He said, you know, he's you at the same time. He says, I and my Father are one, but he also told you he is you, right? All right, so what we got here? Indy says, only half listening now, but Jesus does say, I am the way, the truth, the light. No one comes to the Father except through me. Right, all right, so, all right. Let's talk about that, Indy. I like that. And actually, so my name in Sanskrit is Jyoti, Jyotih, which literally means the light. And that was given to me by my guru, the light of consciousness. So I am the way, the truth, and the light. Period. Right? And a statement. No one comes to the Father except through me. Right? Let's digest that. Let's look at that. Who is me? When he's saying through me, he means what he said before. The truth. All right. So what is me? The me is the way, the truth, the light. So no one comes to the Father except through the truth, the way, the light. Me, Jesus, is just a symbol for it. He knew what he was. He was there. Like, he was just there for that moment to show you that we are that for that moment too, if we embody and become that way. And that's just my thoughts on it. I mean, it is what it is, you know. And if I may, amen. All right. When Brand says, I dig it, I'm happy to be your friend, Joe. Yeah, I'm happy to be all your friends. You guys are absolutely my friends. You know, you guys are my community. You're my people. I love seeing you guys like in chats. I love chatting with you guys. This ongoing conversation. Indy's fucking Discord server. Post all the links and all the stuff for all your shit and my stuff anytime. You're all mods. But we got to promote each other. We got to get each other out there. I think it's really, really nice. What's Brand say here? He says, that is it. Well, sort of, there's something about innocence of Eden that cannot and should not be restored. All right, I'd be really curious why you say that, Brand, because I actually think that Eden is all right. So let's take it back for a step. So, what is Eden? Right? What is Eden? It's perfection. There's a really good quote by Einstein I like. It's every person is born a genius. Life is the process of de-geniusing them. And it's like, you know, like the Catholic Church saying that a baby is born with natural sin. I've never, ever agreed with that as a doctrine, and I don't believe that to be true. I absolutely do not believe that anything is born in sin. I truly believe in my heart it is the exact opposite. And through a lot of religions I've studied, it's the exact opposite. You're born perfect, and if you stray, then you've strayed, you know? I don't believe in the idea of original sin. I don't think that's a real thing. No, yeah, I guess you're talking about the concept of original sin. I don't believe in it. So the word sin in English comes from the word sign. It's an archery term. It means to miss the mark, to miss the target. So to sin is to miss your target, to miss the truth, right? So Andy just said up here again, I am the way, the truth, and the light. That's Jesus telling you what he is. He's not a person. He's the way, the truth, and the light. So if you sin, you miss the mark. You miss the way, the truth, and the light. No one comes to the Father except through me. It's not Jesus. You don't got to praise this flesh and blood man named Jesus. You got to praise the way, the truth is that, I am not the teacher, that like the teaching. The teaching is the important part. It's not about the person giving you the message. I'm just a mouthpiece for it. And Jesus tried to humble himself and say that to everybody, but nobody would listen. They all praised him as God, but he wasn't God. He was just saying, we're all God. That's what I truly believe. That's my interpretation of the Bible as I've read it thoroughly. All right, what do we got here? I love this conversation. This is fun. That's it. Well, sort of. I already read the one. Brent says, I see it as the seed of history. It had to die. Death was still a tragedy, but was become of it is a wonderful work of God. What happens when, if a garden dies, what happens? It grows back the next season, right? Season after season, life after life, time after time. Yeah. I don't know. Is it right? Is it wrong? I have no fucking idea, man. I love that this is how this is digressed, because I'm like, I'm going to rap through the internet. Now I'm just like talking about philosophy and theology. But I love that shit. I thrive on that shit. Like, I've studied that shit more than anything else in my entire life. And I absolutely love to kind of share my thoughts on it and hear your guys' thoughts on it. But I don't think I have a right answer, but I think that I'm on the right track. I think that for me, I've gotten to the point where I've ingested so many different stories from so many different angles that I just see the common thread. And I think the common thread is the truth. There's a common thread through every religion, through every form of philosophy on earth, and they unite in this common thread of truth. There's saints and truth speakers and truth sayers from every language and religion and ethnicity under the sun. And they're all right. They cannot, they can't be all wrong. I mean, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. There's no such thing. When people say, my God is the only true God, fuck you. You're wrong. I don't give a fuck who you are, what religion you pertain to. You're wrong. Because we're all speaking shattered language here. And your only God, your only true God, if you believe in the only true God, well, maybe that other person knows that God that you think is the only true God better than you do, and they know it by a different name. And maybe that person could teach you how to connect to that God that you know under a different name better if you would just take the time to listen to them and how they worship. I'm just saying, worship, prayer. Prayer is an action. It's a way we exist. Just like breathing, shitting, eating, prayer is a thing we do. The way we pray and the words we choose to pray with are insignificant. Prayer is an action, and someone who knows how to pray in a certain way and they have some success in that prayer, learn from that person, regardless of what they call their divinity, their deity. Hey, Karscar, he says, great perspective, so I gotta run for din-dins. Hopefully you're still on when his belly full. Loves y'all. I probably won't be. I might be. I have no fucking clue what I'm gonna do tonight. But that got me thinking of some Bob Marley shit. I'll say, na 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 na. Na 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 na. Them belly full, but we hungry. That hungry mob is a hangry mob, I see. That rainy boy, but that dirty too. The pot I cook, but the food not enough. We gonna dance to job music. I say we dance. We chuckin' to job music. I say we chuckin'. Come on. Choo choo. Bloop bloop. Boom a clap. Y'all notice I trimmed my mustache the other day. You see my teeth? They're probably yellow. I'm old. I don't give a fuck if my smile is yellow. Mighty Joe, I'm not so yellow. I'm not so scared. I'm prepared. I can face death. Try and become your Jamahe. I know your fucking name and I will see you there. And I'll give the prayer to you exactly as it was taught to me. Try and become your Jamahe. Sukandin Pushti Batanam. Irva Rukamiva Bandanan. Dramakamya Jamahe Sukandim Irva Rukamiva Bandanan. Damn, fucking up the last of it. Glitching in the Matrix. Richard Mokshia Mamratat. Oh man, that line specifically. Creating that line specifically is significant. Ooh. Let's say it all again. Dramakamya Jamahi Suganin Pushivatanam Yurva Rukamiva Bananan Richard Mokshia Mamratat Richard Mokshia Mamratat Richard Mokshia Mamratat. Alright, I'll tell you, I'll translate for you. Alright, so that sounds good. This is oh, three eyes become one. May I be released from this life with this is the part I forgot, with the gentleness that the sweetened cucumber falls from the vine. That was the last line. Like to be liberated, like the sweet fruit falls off the vine. Yeah, that's significant. I forgot that. That's a good one. But that's the prayer that Swami say on the deathbed as we die. As I die, I will chant that to the god of death, and I'll meet him eye to eye. And I believe that god of death is me. I have to take that role over from time to time in my span of cosmic existence. I'm here being this right now, but I've been a lot of other things, I think. You know, the Hindu way or the Vedic way, they talk about like different things. Like, here's a cool myth. So, like Brahma. Brahma is one of the names of the gods. His name literally means that which is always expanding. And Brahma, every time he opens his eyes, a universe comes into existence. Every time he closes his eyes, the universe ceases to exist. Every day, he opens and closes his eyes 108 times. And then he goes to bed. And then he wakes up and does it again. When he goes to bed, he's sitting on a lotus flower that is growing out of the navel of a guy named Vishnu, who sleeps on the cosmic sea of milk, dreaming the entirety of all universes into existence. I mean, it is what it is. But, these guys had an understanding of cosmology in the same way the Sumerians did, and even more advanced. They developed mathematics, medicine as we know it today. Ayurvedic medicine moved up to the Muslim areas and became body medicine. And Greek medicine as we know it today was founded on the combination of the two. Down to the humors, you have bile, wind, and phlegm. In Greek medicine that came from Vata, Pitta, and Kapha in Ayurveda, meaning the same things. And those are aspects of humors, that which spoils, is literally what is called a dosha, that which spoils. So I guess let's turn into Mighty Joe fucking talking about religion and philosophy for 40 minutes. It is what it is, man. I got 2 people watching and 3 likes, so that's good enough. And I'm interested in this shit. I'm truly interested in this shit. And anybody who watches this tomorrow or the next day, leave your thoughts in the comments. Like, I absolutely love that kind of stuff, Did I miss something Bram wrote that was cool about his Eden? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Eden is the seat of history. I don't agree with the second statement, though. So he says, I see Eden as a seat of history. It had to die. I disagree with that part. I don't think Eden is dead. I think Eden's here. We just forget it's here all the time. We live in Eden. We never left Eden. In my opinion, Eden is a state of mind. It's your harmony with nature. When you remember that we're all divine and all part of this divine system and all part of God and all aspects of God talking to each other, it's like God's all of us together and we're all just trying to figure it out, I think Eden's right here. I truly think I disagree with the aspect that it died. I don't think Eden died at all. I think Eden's right here, right now. And I think that Jesus was screaming from the mountaintops for you to hear it. He screamed from the mount for you to understand that. Eden is here right now. It never went away. In my kingdom, there are many men. In my Father's kingdom, I promise you, there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, right? Something like that. I probably fucked it up a little bit, but we're there right now. He never said we weren't there, In my Father's kingdom, there are many mansions. If there were not, I would have told you so. That's what he said, right? I'll tell you, Jesus was on one. He was good. He's all right, man. I've heard a lot of other people speak the same truth. And a folk or two maybe say it differently in a way that I heard it better. I don't think they said a different truth. I just think it hit me the right way so that I could go back and listen to what he was saying and understand what he was saying. And that's why I like to always think, anybody who doesn't want to listen to another religious leader or another religion or anybody, like, are you like someone who prays so hard you cry as an action? You have something you can teach me, Are you someone that's so devout and so like trusting in whatever you believe in that you walk in absolute faith of that quality of you, regardless of what your faith is, even if it's not my faith, just that quality of sticking to your faith, that's something I can learn from you, All right, what we got, Brand? Brand's giving us quotes. We got John 12:24. I like John. John's my dude. I like John a lot. Verily, verily, verily. I had said it 3 times, but verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of... hold on, let me say this right. Verily, verily, I say unto you, except a corn of wheat fall into the ground and die, it abideth alone. But if it die, it bringeth forth much fruit. Well, and that's the truth. I mean, yeah, sure, exactly. Yeah. I love John the Baptist. My favorite quote is when someone asked John the Baptist who he was, he said, I am the lone voice crying in the wilderness, I'm baptized with water, making way for the one who will baptize with Spirit. Something to that effect. And again, I'm not like direct quote. These are just how they stuck with me in my heart. You know? But I love that when they asked him who he was. I'm the lone voice crying in the wilderness. That's what he answered. Yeah. And then he would say, I make way. I baptize with water, making way for the one who will baptize with the Spirit. Yeah. And to be baptized with Spirit, right? That's what I'm saying. That's the message. Are you baptized with Spirit? To be baptized with Spirit means that you are fucking Jesus. Like, you've been baptized by his word, by his soul. You've become that. He wanted you to be a Jesus. He wanted every person on earth to know what he knew. He was begging you to know it. He was overflowingly giving it. Please be this. Please know this. Please know this is acceptable to you. Please know that I and my Father are one. That means you and your Father are one. You get it? Love that. And he's on it. Like lone voices crying in the wilderness. Yeah, that's it. I am the lone voice crying in the wilderness. I mean, but we're not alone anymore. We are no longer lone voices crying in the wilderness. We all felt that way. We all probably felt like John the Baptist for a long time. But now we have each other. You know, we're not alone anymore. Now we're a bunch of us singing and dancing in the wilderness. You know? I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Jesus, I heard your words. You're going to take me home. I found my home. I want to branch out. I want to walk about. I want to find people that are lost and bring them back to our house. Our house. I'm standing with you in God. This ain't a facade. I know this deep in my bones that I am you and you are me. I've never not been that. Nobody around me is either. We're all that same shit made of the same fabric. No matter what the shame is, no matter how deep we've depth into the darkness, the light's always in the back of their head. The light's always deep in your heart. The light is always shining, telling you you're doing wrong, but you did wrong anyway. Well, when you're ready, the light will pick you up, it'll scoop you up, and it'll take you to new heights. I've seen it done. I've lived it. I've been there. I got the t-shirt. I know this shit works. You just gotta find truth that works for you. This is called Yana Mudra, by the way. It's not a racist symbol. It's a symbol of wisdom and understanding. Jesus used to use it too, quite frequently. And when the Buddha decided to teach, he took the same two symbols, flipped one up and one down, put the two pinkies together, and he defeated the demons with just that gesture. It's called the Dharma Chakra Mudra in Sanskrit. That's the moment he decided to teach. He defeated the demons because the knowledge inside of him, he was like, well, I'm just going to give it away, share it with everybody. And in that moment, the demons dissolved, and he was surrounded by nothing but angels. That's how the story goes. What do you got? Yeah, Brain quoted it right. All right, hell yeah, Brain got the right quote. It's already right. He said, I am the voice of one crying out in the wilderness. Make straight the way of the Lord. That's shit. That translation is not the way I read that. That quote actually seems off. I don't know what book you're reading, Brand. I don't think that's the translation I read. I don't believe that as the prophet Isaiah said was ever in that quote. 1, 2, 3. Let me look this up. Hold on. I don't like the way that quote read, Brand. I think it's off a bit. I love you, bro, but I think I ingested that differently when I first learned it. What's the... Hold on. You gave me the numbers, so... All right, John... 1, 2, 3. Yeah, right there. I feel like that's not the way I heard it originally. Right, that's being a cut. Try and do it. All right, whatever. That was ESV. I don't know what that is. That was quoting Isaiah. Yeah, it seems a little bit off. Like there's a specific John quote that's like a little bit different. I'm the voice of the one crying out in the wilderness, but there's like okay, so maybe maybe it's two quotes down. Actually, I might have the book off because I might have said it below it. Like I'm baptized with water, making one for the way of the baptized. It's probably two different quotes or some shit. But I feel like I heard it like a little different than the way that was phrased. And again, we have the Greek translation of the Roman translation of the Aramaic translation of what is said. And like I said earlier today, the word virgin is actually not mean that in Aramaic. It means young and unwed in Aramaic. The word that they translated to virgin. What do we got here? Let's go. I mean, and again, you guys are way more Christian than I am. I'm not a Christian. I've studied Christian theology quite a bit, probably more than most of your Christian friends. But I do not identify as a Christian. I identify as a knower of God, I guess, if you could, or not even that. I mean, I identify as just a human being that's spiritual and connected. I mean, I'm there. I mean, like, I get it. I feel it, I've heard it through so many texts and so many different languages that I get the congruency. They're all telling the same story. They're all talking about the same most important shit. And it's like, that's it. I mean, it's like, that's why I love that comparative philosophy, comparative religion. And I like the myth about the story of the Tower of Babel, right? Because if we all could understand that, like, we all have different names for God, but we meant exactly the same thing when we talked about it, then we could all connect. There would be this like Tower of Babel that could take us to God, and they want to separate us through language, Babel, to like they scattered it, like remember the fucking story, all that shit. I don't know, there's something in there to some extent. And then you look at all the like every religion on earth has like a great flood myth. Like there's certain congruencies through ancient history that are there. They all talk about sky wars in the ancient fucking traditions, man. Like there's some crazy shit, man. They talked about like stuff that's the equivalent to nukes and the Indian tradition. And if you go to the places they said it happened, there's still radioactivity in those places that's measurable. Babel is a very interesting story of trend. I agree. What do you say? And he says, yeah. I mean, yeah, if you got a Bible study, let me read. I don't know if I read this. If I read this right, I'm sorry. I just started a Chosen Bible study. It goes along with a show that's really well done. From what I've seen so far, thinking about doing a Chosen movie night Bible study each week. Independent, many, united. If you don't follow independent, many, united. Everybody who follows me does, but if you don't, do. Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% open about my beliefs. I mean, I think there's not a single person on this earth that can't teach me something that'll get me closer to truth. Yeah, Babel is super interesting. And then he says, the people were trying to be gods, so they were building a tower to heaven without God's help. Well, all right, so what's the problem, like, with... all right, so people trying to be gods is what's happening nowadays, right? Right, like, we don't want to try to be gods. We have to recognize and understand we are God. I'm not a God, I am God. I'm a droplet in the ocean of what God is, but that little droplet of water is still fully God. Those are my beliefs. And again, actually, for me, this is very enriching because I think one of the biggest divides in the patriot movement can be that it can be overwhelmingly Christian And people that aren't Christian by nature could be pushed away by that. And I think that if, as a movement, the group can understand that, hey, when someone says Allah, they mean the same thing you mean when you say Jesus. When someone says Buddha, they literally mean the same thing when you say Jesus. When you cry when you're praying and you're praying to Jesus, they cry and they pray to Buddha. They cry and they pray to Muhammad. They cry and they pray to the Mother. It's the same action. It's the same motion, like eating, sleeping, drinking, praying to your deity, your divinity, right? And the Babel, right? The tower got knocked down, so we all call God different things, and then we fight over, hey, my God's right and your God's right or wrong. No. We're all experiencing divinity as a real experience, a real living, tangible experience, like eating and drinking, and that's the same thing with praying. And just because I have a language that I pray to, like shit, I pray to Shiva and Kali. I pray to Hindu gods because they resonated with me. But I know that when I say Shiva, I also mean Jesus. I also mean everything else. When I say Kali, I also mean Mother Mary. I mean everything else. Because I know that they have 108 names. Like in the Hindu tradition, every god and goddess has 108 names to reflect every letter of the alphabet spoken twice. Once through normally and then once through as a mantra. And every single god and goddess has 108, 109 names, one that is silent. Beyond that, the true name of divinity is silent. It doesn't have a name. There's a person in Independent Minis Discord, and his name is Guru of Nothing, and I absolutely fucking love his name because that's it. We are like, that's who I am. I'm the guru of nothing. I'm teaching you nothing. Because in me, like, the nothing is everything. It's the same thing. That's where I found God. I found God in Zen Buddhism to some extent, like finding what emptiness meant and feeling it, And in emptiness, the emptiness isn't empty. And that's where it's cool. The emptiness, when you find it, is full. And it's vibrating. And in my mind, that fullness that I find in the void is God. And it's nameless, it's wordless, it's tasteless, textureless. It does not exist in our reality, but pervades every aspect of reality. And it's the empowering element of all of it, right? Now, in my tradition, you guys got the Holy Ghost in the Christian tradition, right? Or the Catholic tradition, the Holy Ghost, right? So in my tradition, what you guys would call the Holy Ghost is the position that the goddess fulfills, or the mother. So the mother is everything on earth that is tangible. Everything that is physical is her body. This is her body. Every physical thing that you can touch, taste, smell, everything that is physical is the body of the goddess. The breath and the consciousness that pervades it is the God. And between those union of the two, life exists and is born, and we are that. And that's my tradition, And I believe truly deep in my heart that Jesus studied my tradition. When he went to Tibet, he was studying the shit that I've spent my whole life studying. I truly believe. And I truly believe by his words, he was teaching what I learned. But he learned it in a different language, and he spoke it to people that could understand it in a different language. He learned a complex thought, and he's taught in very simple parables. But he embodied it. He was it. Miracles are possible. I've seen miracles in my own life. I'm sure you have too. I've literally seen miracles in my own life. I don't know if obviously I think the 4 people watching probably all pray. Have you ever seen it answered? Like, in a way that's not necessarily explainable. Like, there's no logical reason that prayer should have been answered, but it was. That's happened to me a lot of times in my life. And I hope it's happened to all y'all. And if it hasn't, like, keep praying. Maybe we need to refine your technique of that action of prayer. Because again, studying yoga as a yogi, prayer is an action, something I learned how to do, just like doing push-ups, just like breathing. Learn how to pray. Learn how to empty yourself and pray. There's a Mother Teresa quote I actually really like, and is Mother Teresa a good saint or not? I don't really know. There's a lot of sketchy shit with Mother Teresa, but there's something I really like. Well, there's a couple ones, but here's one I really like. Is God, I know you would never give me anything that I am not capable of handling. But sometimes I wish you wouldn't have so much faith in me. That's a good one. I really like that one. That's not the one I meant to say, but that is a pretty good one. Shit, where I was going with that, I kind of lost my train of thought on a different Mother Teresa quote that's different. And I'm thinking about how Mother Teresa may or may not be kosher. Well, I guess we're just hanging out. I didn't rap much. Maybe that's all right, though. I got deep down in my soul. I've talked to my friends, and that's all right, though. I told them everything I think, and I hope they like it, bro, because deep down inside myself, I know if I keep pushing it out, that the same energy I received from my Swami, who was just being and just doing, and I was attracted to it like a moth to a flame. That's the same thing I'm doing. I'm him. He's lost. He's gone. He's on the other side. He talks to me every day at night. He was talking to me just this morning. I heard him, just like Jesus talking to all those Christians. I got a Swami in orange robes, and I know him personally. I can smell him. I used to hug him when he was a man in the flesh. He's no longer a man in the flesh, but I met my Jesus in the flesh before he died. And now he's teaching me after he died. And I'm trying to be that guy trying to understand the knowledge that he was trying to dump on me when I was just a little tyke and I wasn't grown enough to understand. And all those lessons keep rolling over and over again in my head. Now I'm starting to learn more and more, day by day, just like parable stories told. It just rocks back and forth in your head day by day. I need me a head every time I pray the fucking flames, because I know that fire is the same spirit inside of me. It's just transition, it's just change, it's just molecules breaking up and moving at accelerated rates. We're all this, we're all lost in this, we're all stuck in the same shit. Mighty Joe, I'm your fucking bro, I'm your family, I'm with you to the end of it until I die and fucking rot in my sarcophagus. Until that day, I'll just be obnoxious. I will never stop doing this. That's a true story. I like to rap. I like to spit my poems. Maybe I haven't done that shit tonight too much because I was just getting this great conversation out with all my fellow human beings. This is a family we created. Nobody can take us away from each other. There's no way to divide us. We are so goddamn much stronger together. We're giving a Goliath a run for money. It ain't even funny. What we got here? Brandon's doing some shit. Yeah, hell yeah. I'd be interested in your Bible study. I'd check it out if you got something going. Definitely. I mean, again, I would maybe add a different perspective. I'm not, like I said, a Christian, but I'm pretty well versed in, like I said, a lot of Christians I know haven't read the Bible as much as I have. And I've never claimed to be a Christian. But I really enjoyed the book, and I've gotten a lot out of it. And I feel that, like, Christ is my guru. I think he's my guru brother. I think I walk with Christ. I think, like, that's my goal. I try and walk with him. No, I'm not trying to worship him. I'm trying to walk right next to him, hand in hand. I'm trying to hold his hand and fucking walk down the road of life together. Yeah, no, I'd be down. I'd be absolutely down. Hell yeah. Yeah, hit me up on Discord. Absolutely. I'd like to get into it more. I really would. Because, again, I think this movement is so Christian oriented. There's so many people in this movement that are Christians and like are so devout and so into it and like only want to speak through that language. And I wanna reach those guys and be like, hey, Just remember, if you want to make moves and make a difference and make change in your neighborhood and in your town and in your county, you need to not only reach out to Christians, you need to be able to talk to your Hindus locally, you need to talk to the local Muslim community, you need to be able to talk to the local Buddhist community, everybody, like, you need to talk to everybody around you. You need to be able to find common ground with all these people and understand, hey, we all want to be happy. We all seek truth. We all have a concept of what's good in life, what's divine in life. And we're all in this shit together. There is no one true religion. And anybody who says there's one true religion, I will straight up call you a fucking liar to your face. And I will tell you that Jesus would disagree with you. And Buddha would disagree with you. And Muhammad would disagree with you. None of them, not a single one of them said, I am the only way to God. And we can go back to Indy's quote up here. This is the only thing you can even think about saying. It's the only way to God is through this. But he doesn't say Jesus. He doesn't say go to Jesus. He says, I am the voice of the one. Oh, no, sorry. Wrong quote. I got to go up one. But he says, verily, verily, I say unto you, except, no, that's not the one either. Damn, where's the one where he says the thing? Because you were trying to say it like said that he's like the only way to get there. But he never said that. He said that he is the truth, the light, and the yada yada. I can't find it anymore. But he never said, like, you can't get there except for through Jesus. He said, I am truth, light, and the way, and like consciousness of the way, or however he phrased it. It's like, you can't get there through me, meaning what I just referred to as myself, which is truth, consciousness, and the way. He never said you need Jesus. He said you need truth, consciousness, and the way. That's what he's saying, in my opinion. What we got, Brand? Brand's got some stuff. Brand says, Goliath is in trouble, using his eyes to see a young guy with a lot of guts, but not much stature, but fails to see the third eye, mighty God who stands with him. Is that a quote? I don't know what that is. I'm going to read that again. Goliath is in trouble, using his eyes to see a young guy with lots of guts, but not much stature, but fails to see with the third eye the mighty God who stands with him. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like I said, so in my mind, the mighty God standing behind me and with me is me. And it's just, I'm here to remember I'm that. Like, I'm here on this plane to remember I'm that, So all right. So here's where. All right. So I like this. Brad. This is what I want to talk about. So he says, here is where we have to part ways in our belief show. We who are Christians don't budge on this point. Jesus Christ is our only way, right? But all right. So I say Jesus Christ is your only way, right? So what did Jesus Christ tell you he is? Who is Jesus Christ? What did he tell you he is? If he is the way, who is he? Because if you listen to him, he told you he is you. If you read the words in red, in my opinion, in the Bible, he's telling you that he is you the whole time. Am I wrong, Brad? I really want to know your point on that. Like, I want to know your thoughts on that. Because if he's the only way, if from my perspective, he tells you he's the Father, and at the same time he tells you he's you, right? So if he's the only way, he was your guru, your avenue to that. But he doesn't want you to worship him. He wants you to worship that. I don't think Jesus ever wanted you to worship him. And I don't think he ever wanted a religion formed around him. I think he wanted you to worship that. Am I wrong? I'd like to hear your thought on that one, Brad. I gotta take a pee. I'll be back in a half a second. I'll let you type out because you're still here, I'm sure. But I think that he's trying to tell you to go for it. I think he's telling you you can do it too. Like, I don't think Jesus wants you to wash his feet, kiss his feet your whole life. I think he wants you to be a Jesus in your own right. Personally, I think he was inviting you to join into what is known as Christ consciousness. Sorry, I'm coming back in here, and I got to say one more thing. I would say, as a somebody who's read the Bible a lot, I would believe the only book in the Bible that will tell you anything that Jesus is the only way is the book of Peter. And I would question that book. I would absolutely question the book of Peter. I like Luke. I like Matthew. I like Psalms. I like lots of parts of the Bible. But I'll tell you, Peter was all right. So Peter is the last book written. Like Peter was written 240 years after Jesus' death. This is some guy channeling Jesus, pretending to channel Jesus, that wrote this fucking book, telling you that Jesus is the only way. I think Peter is perverted. I think it has no place in the Bible, personally. And you can all fucking hate me on that one. But read the other books. Read Matthew. Read Luke. You know, that shit ain't in there. I think, look at the Nicene Convention. Look at how the Bible, we read it today, was codified. There's an incredible book out there called A History of God by Karen Armstrong, I believe. Off the top of my head, that's real freestyle and bass. But I read that, and it talks about all those things. There's a really good book on the Gospel of Thomas that goes over it as well. And I know that Brand thinks that the neo-Gnostics are in danger, but it's because that book of Peter, man. So I think that's a contention right there. And Indy agrees with Brand, but I think that book of Peter is perverting your fucking mind. I think that book was inserted, and I don't think it's fucking right. I don't like Peter. Yeah, I don't like Peter. So I will disagree with you guys. That's why I agree to disagree. As a lifetime person that's studied comparative religion and every religion under the sun that I've ever gotten my teeth into, the one thing Peter always rubbed me wrong. Peter wants you to worship the church. Peter wants you to be a servant. Peter wants you to be a fucking slave. Peter enslaved you with his words, in my opinion. And we can disagree on this all day. And I don't want you guys to never listen to me over this or like disagree with me and like not want to listen to me. But in my opinion, Peter's trying to make you a slave through that book right there. I think his letters are dog shit, personally. So that's me, and that's where me and the Christians check out. I check out at Peter personally. So that's all right. So right there where you said, here's where we have to part ways in our beliefs. I part ways at Peter, literally with you guys. Literally, I part ways with you guys at Peter. I do not agree with Peter. I think Peter was a fucking snake. I absolutely think Peter is a fucking snake, and that's what perverted the entire religion to this point. I think Peter is the first snake in the grass. I think that shit is perverted and fucking wrong. Yeah, no. Peter ain't my jam, dude. I think Peter's the pervert in the fucking Bible. I think Matthew is right. Matthew and Luke got it, in my opinion. Matthew is my favorite book in the Bible, personally. Yeah, fuck Peter, man. Bert just came back. I don't like Peter, man. Matthew's my jam. No, that's cool. Exactly. And so I think that is the divide. And all right, so I want to understand that more myself with you guys. Like, what is it about that book of Peter that you love so much? Why do you believe that those two letters to be so goddamn self-evident? Why do you think that guy, it was 70 years, at least 70 years after Jesus' death, if not over a couple hundred years. I believe Peter was written a couple hundred years after Jesus' death, if I'm not mistaken. Matthew was like 20 to 30 to 40 years after Jesus' death. Or Luke, I think Luke and Matthew, they were both around that same amount of time. But like, as you know, those 4 books, why is there only 4 books of the Bible? There were 26 books of the original Bible before the Nicene Convention. Look up the Nicene Convention, the forming of the Catholic Church. I'm telling you, Peter was the one that perverted the word and formed the Catholic Church. He turned the words of Christ into the Satanist, fucking goddamn Masonic bullshit symbology that has invaded and pervaded the Catholic religion. The cannibalism, all that shit, that wasn't Jesus, that was Peter. Blood of fucking Christ, the flesh and the blood and the sacrament, that's all Peter bullshit. Fucking satanic shit. Jesus never taught that shit. I and my Father are one. It's the most powerful statement that Jesus ever said. And he invited you to be his brother. Wrong. Yeah, I mean, I can be wrong. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But I think there's a perversion there. I truly think there's a perversion. Now, I don't believe that the ceremony of that wasn't based off something true. But I don't believe that the way that it goes is, again, this is just my thoughts. This is why I never became a Catholic. This is why I never joined the church. As someone who's studied the teachings of Christ, I think that, you know, this whole, like, I just think they're trying to make you never, ever be able to achieve it. Yeah, Peter's a pervert, in my opinion. Sorry. People are going to hate me. I'm sorry. I love you guys. The Final Supper, right. So the Final Supper is like a really incredible thing too, right? I don't know if you guys ever, again, Gnostic Gospels, if you ever took the time to read the Gospel of Judas. That's a really, really interesting one because he basically was, according to his gospel, he was the closest to Jesus. And Jesus said, hey, this has to go down like this. And you're the only person I can trust to make sure that you do this. So according to the Gospel of Judas, Jesus asked him to kill him, or asked him to betray him because he knew no one else would. And they all thought he was God. And he was like, you need to betray me to show them, you know, like, what's going on here, you know? The Gospel of Mary Magdalene is an excellent one as well. Supposedly she was his lover, and actually, according to the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, she was his highest disciple, closest disciple. If you look at the Last Supper picture, someone posted about the Last Supper. The person closest to him is not Peter in the Last Supper, it's Mary Magdalene. It's a woman. There's that whole aspect of it. But supposedly she carried it on the tradition more than he did. We got John again. I'll read some John. I love John too. I love Matthew, John, and Luke. I just don't like Peter personally. I think Peter in Revelations is dog shit. I think he's trying to capitalize on the other 3 books and try and summarize and then make you subservient to the church. And I think if you forget Peter and read the other 3 books, you're good. And I think you should read the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Judas, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. And I don't think you should be afraid to read those things. Maybe it'll make you smarter. Maybe they'll fucking take you closer to your God Jesus, you know? Let's say, Berka says, oh, I've heard what Joe's saying. I've tried to explain that, but I didn't know it was Peter. I didn't Peter. Sorry. I'm kind of fucked up for saying that, but I truly believe that. And that's my beliefs, and it is what it is. So Brandon goes back with the John quote, and he says, whoso eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and will raise him up at the last day. John 6:5. Yeah. But again, where did John come in the log? John was like a fucking 100-something fucking years after Jesus died. John's a later book. Luke and Matthew, man. Luke and Matthew. Stick to the 2 good ones. John has some good shit, like, but see, the book of John I actually don't like, because you got Peter and John. I don't like either of those books. Actually, I like John the Baptist in the Bible as a character, you know, like, And the beginning of John, as John the Baptist, there's a couple of great parts in that. But again, John gets into the revelations, all the crazy shit, Peter and all that. Like, they just get into some fucking lost stuff, man. They lost the way of what Jesus was trying to teach them. And they got radical, and they just fucking, that's just my thoughts. It's my thoughts. I think they lost the way. I think they missed the point. They missed the mark. They sinned. The word sin in English is an archery term. Sign, miss the mark. I think that there's a sin in missing the mark. No, I love Mark. Mark's my dude. Mark's chill. Yeah, Peter was making people slaves to the church. He is the guy who founded the church. He is the founder of the church. He made you need the church in his book. You cannot get to Jesus but through me, the church. He put a fucking goddamn roadblock in the way to Jesus. You can't get to your God Christ except if you pay the toll. That's what Peter did with his book, in my opinion. All right. So John's Gospel was the last one written, but it was within the lifetime of John, who was an eyewitness. Okay, yeah. So that's the last one, exactly, yeah. But again, you're talking like 90 years after Jesus died. Like, the other guy was still alive. You know, like, it's old. It's way past that point. You know, Mark's my dude. Mark's the best. Yeah. Matthew and Mark are good shit. And he says that's not what it says. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but I'd like to know what you're referring to. And again, I love the shit. Bible study, I'm cool with all of it. Like, this is my perspective as an outsider. I'm not a Christian. I will never claim to be a Christian. I want the Patriot movement to understand that you don't have to be a Christian to be a part of it. You know? And I want all the Christian patriots to understand that y'all need to embrace the people that aren't Christian in this movement, and don't push them to be Christians to be part of this movement. Let them not be Christians. Let them be whatever they are. Support them, encourage them, just like Jesus taught you. Support your brothers and sisters, support your friends, your family. We're all in this together. And I do not ever, and that's the problem. The Q movement, all this other shit, was my whole problem with it. It's so heavily Christian laden that it's going to push people away that you guys need to be your biggest friends and supporters to make this shit work for all of our freedom together in America, to express our love of all religions and our ability to practice all these religions. You know, I'm willing to get down in the dirt with every Christian any day, all day, about philosophy, theology. I love that shit. I thrive on that shit. A lot of other people, like my girlfriend, when she hears like Christian shit, she just shuts off. Like, I know certain people, like, when they hear that shit, they just shut off. They just don't want to hear. And I hear that the same thing with Christians. When I start talking about Shiva or the Vedas or all these other different religions and my aspects or my dislike for this aspect of the Bible, they shut off, right? And that's the thing we have to conquer together. We need to just be like, hey, the Tower of Babel, right? We're all seeking the same God, and we've been confused. We've been scattered. Like, our name for God has changed. They're saying a different word, but they mean the exact same thing we do. That's it. I think it's like a feeling sense, an understanding sense. Like, we're all in this literally together. So what do we got here? So it says 90 years. Really, I'm going to have to look up. Yeah, no, I think it was around 90 years after. That is true. Yeah, I was right. Yeah, it was 90 years after he was dead. So it was 90 years. Brand fact check me. I'm pretty good at like random facts, but I'm not sometimes. So thank you for fact checking that. So it was 90 years after he died. Brand says, but at a bare minimum, a respect for the Christian worldview is a necessary foundation of the Constitution, in my humble opinion. I do not disagree with you. A bunch of Christians wrote the Constitution, and I absolutely agree with what they were doing, and that is like our right. But at the same time, the people that wrote that Constitution acknowledged out the very gate You had the right to practice a different religion, right? Why would they do that? Because they recognized that was the most important thing. Freedom of religion. You had the freedom to practice whatever. I can call God whatever I want in America, and I have the freedom to pray to Him in any way I want, pray to her in any way I want. You know. And to be honest, I'm actually more of a goddess worshiper. Like my God, I actually think of in a female sense more than a male sense. I would say, like I pray to the mother more than anything. And the mother, in my opinion, if you listen to the Gnostic Gospels, like I lost track earlier, but if you listen to the Gnostic Gospel, it was the Father, the Mother, and then the Holy Son, right? Or the Father, Mother, and Son. And then when the Catholic, when Peter came along and made the Catholic Church, all of a sudden, that's when the Mother disappeared. It was the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Got rid of the goddess aspect, removed it. It was always there. It was always originally there in Jesus' teaching. And again, that's why I say Peter the pervert. I don't even mean he was perverted, but he perverted it. What do we got here? Bert says, if I don't thump a Bible, can I even wave a flag? Yes, you can, Bert. I give you permission as a Hindu. I'm not even a Hindu. I practice what's called Sanatana Dharma. Yeah. And I'm an Advaita Vedantist. I guess I would identify closest to those things. What do we got here? Brand says, I was confirming that Patriot Movement should not be puritanical. I still have to look up John's Gospel thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah, man. I think that's what I'm saying. I think the Patriot Movement just needs to be careful that we don't push away people that aren't Christians, because I think there's so many proud Christians in this movement, and there's nothing wrong with being a proud Christian, but you have to understand that we would be so much stronger together if we could all just acknowledge that everybody else is right there with us, and I think, again, like divide and conquer, right? The different religions, I've studied all of them, like as many as I can, and they really all agree with each other on so many basic points. The basic points. It's the basic tenets of humanity. All humanity and all religion agrees. Like, don't lie, don't cheat, don't steal, don't kill people, don't fuck your neighbor's wife. That shit's everywhere. Be a decent person. Help your neighbors if you can. Live a life in a way that you can try and hope to understand why you're here and who put you here more. But again, don't limit that by language. Don't limit that by religion. Don't limit that by anything. Like to divide people up over religion is just as bad as dividing people up over race or anything else. Yeah. I wish I rap more tonight. I'm just been like really heavy fucking religious shit all night. I'm glad y'all are still here. Fucking 2-hour video. You're all still watching. My channel is what it is, and it's gonna be this shit. I keep doing it. It's therapy for me. This is therapeutics. The word therapy comes from a group of people. They're a bunch of druids. They used to sink people down into holes in the earth, and like I said before, it was the custodian that was watching above them as they went through the transition, rebirthing themselves. Kai Kaba, I could live 2 times what anybody else in my generation ever lived if I have the due diligence and the proper discipline to actually do it. We're all trees and plants growing in nature in the wild. It's all about food and water. What you give to it. The more love you give, the more love you get back in the harvest. As you sow shall you reap. This is such a beautiful conversation because those are the aspects I think about religions that keep us button heads together. There's certain parts of the religions that say, hey, it's this way or the highway. And in any religion, when you find that aspect, you need to toss it out. Because there's always another way. God speaks in many ways, 1,000 ways, infinite ways. If you think it's wrong, it's probably right. Mighty joke. Fucking going off tonight at midnight. Shit, it's my birthday right now. Happy birthday to me. I just looked up at the clock. I didn't imagine I would be on this long. It's my birthday right now, June 5th. Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. I gotta get myself another beer. I'll be right back. I love you guys. I see a beautiful fucking plane in the sky. That's Mars right above me. I'll be right back. Hell yeah. I had to go in and get my birthday kiss from my lady. Yeah, man. That's it. I'm an old man now. 37 years old. 1984 was the year I was born. And I gotta say, I've always felt that's so goddamn significant. Like, I feel like I have been locked in that. Like, it's just, we are living in 1984, aren't we? Like, shit, man. George Orwell fucking turning over in his grave about 2021. Got my little weed pin here. Yeah, it's not an accident, man. I'm here to fight the fucking machine. And it needs some, the world needs someone like me. Because again, there's hardcore Muslims that are like, Muhammad's the only prophet. If you don't believe in that, then you're fucking wrong. That's the only God. Right? And you Christians going out there like, being like, yeah, you disagree with the book of Peter, that's where we separate ways. We can't talk about it. There's fucking Hindus out there that kill Muslims and carve Ohms into their foreheads. That's disgusting. It's an incredible perversion of what that religion represents. There's sick, shitty people in every religion under God or the goddess, however you choose to name it. And I think that our mission as people in this day and age is to come together and understand that we are not separated, that we are the same family. So all right, so Brand says we can talk about it. Pre-warning you, I'm not budging. What are you not budging on, Brand? Jesus Christ is your only way to salvation? That's fine. I'm not trying to make you budge on it. I'm just trying to let you or ask you to acknowledge that what you mean in your heart when you say the word Jesus Christ, when you feel a thing, your feeling sense, your experience as a human being of that meaning of that word. When I say Shiva, I mean the same exact fucking thing that you mean when you feel Jesus Christ. Can you understand that, Brand? Because I won't budge on that. I won't budge on the fact that when you say Jesus Christ and I say Shiva, we're not talking about the same exact fucking thing. Yeah, I don't like Peter's letters. I really don't. All right, so you're not budging on that, man. All right, well, I would challenge you, Brand, on that one. I want you to tell me what's your favorite part. All right, how about this, Brand? Why don't you show me your favorite thing from the book of Peter? What do you like about it? Like Peter's letters being in the canon scripture, what do you like about those letters? What is it that you like? Why won't you budge on Peter? Why are you holding on to Peter? I'd be curious about that. I'd be curious what you think of that. But like, what about Peter? Like, is your fucking thing you're grabbing onto? Because like that was the one book I never read right for me. And John and the Revelations and the shit, I didn't like that. I like John the Baptist and Matthew and Luke. You know, like John the Baptist is a character in the Bible through Matthew and Luke is my favorite part of the Bible. I would probably say, but and again, you know, I got to go back and read the Bible again. You know, it's been a number of years actually since I've sat down and gone through it. You know, I mean, you know, like everybody else, I read pieces. You know, but it's like, you know, I actually don't have a hard copy of the Bible. Do I don't think I have one right now. We just moved, and I actually think I need to get another good one. But you know, like I said, I truly appreciate these live streams. We go into those like quotes and start talking about different spiritual leaders and spiritual teachers and like what means what to us. Like, I mean, I didn't rap all night for you guys. I guess I'm not freestyling, but I think to me this is more enriching this conversation and just about what's going on with stuff in life. We're still going, so that's something good. Hey, I close my eyes and I pray like Rumi did, whirling with the dervish, just speaking to the Allah. I understand what that means. When I say Shiva, I understand what that means. When I say Jehovah, I understand that it's the name of the God of the Christians, but most of them forget his name. That's all right because I'm right here. I'm right next to them. Did Peter let you say that? Or did he tell you that you're not allowed to say that? I don't remember. I think he used to stone you for it if you said it out loud. Sounds real accepting of people that are trying to pray to the thing they feel in their heart. Giving that sound, Jehovah, Shiva, Allah. It's all the same shit. Mama, Lala, Mata, Dada. Yeah, that Tower of Babel fallen. Don't fuck this up. We've been enlightened before, many times before, thousands of times before. Christians got a 2,000 year span of history if they're really fucking goddamn tight on it. Not understanding that Christ was piggybacking on the forefathers and the wise ones of old before him, just like everybody else has always done. It's not us. It's not us. We're just passing it along. This is the good word, the good message, the good truth. Don't shoot the messenger. That's what's it. Brand got another one. What's Brand got for me? He says that since you have purified your souls. Peter 122. All right, so Peter. All right, so he's gonna try and give me some good Peter shit. I'll read it, and I'll probably like it. It sounds pretty good. Since you have purified your souls in obeying the truth. Now, see right there. All right, so here's where I hate Peter. Clear out the gate, Brad. First sentence. I'm not even gonna finish the first sentence you sent to me. Since you have purified your heart, soul in obeying the truth. That is an improper word. Obeying the truth is not absolutely the word that should be there. You should have purified your soul in becoming the truth, bathing in the truth, not obeying. Obeying is such a fucked up word. That's why I don't like Peter. Right there, right there. Obeying is an inappropriate word. The truth through the Spirit in sincere love of the brethren. Again, he's trying to tie you like it's not in love of the brethren. I mean, sure it is, but he's trying to make you subservient to the church by saying in love of the brethren. It should be in love of God, in love of humanity. Love one another fervently with a pure heart. That's cool. But, like, dude, the whole first part of that statement is so perverted. Since you have purified your souls in obeying the truth. That is so wrong. That is such like obeying. That word right there. That's what rubs me wrong. Everything Peter says rubs me wrong in that same way. Give me more, Peter. I'll tell you where it rubs me wrong. Been listening, been driving, just got home, and he says, need to run. Great conversations, love y'all. Oh yeah, hell yeah. Andy, you're the fucking best. Alright, so give me another Peter. Let's see where I don't like this one. Or maybe I'll love it. I'm open-minded. Maybe I'll love everything you said, but like as I read that with open mind, I didn't like those points, right? Alright, therefore, alright, so you've got me Peter 2:1-2. Alright, so here I'm gonna read it. I'll just tell you all what I think. Open mind, never read this. Let's see. I have read it before, but it's been probably 18 years since I read this specific verse. So let's see. Therefore, laying aside all malice, all deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and all evil speaking, as newborn babies desire the pure milk of the world. That's fine, I think. Hold on, let me go over it again. Therefore, laying aside all malice, all deceit, all, hypocrisy, envy, and all evil speaking, as newborn babies desire the pure milk of the world. Sure, I mean, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that statement. But before, he's trying to make a sermon, and even within this, there's some weird thing where he's like, why do you have to mention malice? Like I said, all malice, all deceit, hypocrisy, envy, and all evil speaking. I mean, sure, whatever. Yeah. That's like a cover. But like I said, that other statement is like fucking weird. You know, he's like trying to make you obey the truth. You don't have to obey the truth. You are truth. And sincere love of the that's the main thing. The word obeying, that just rubs me wrong. You know, it's like that's subservience. That's a common thread in all of Peter, and that's what I don't like about it. Remind me sometime, Joe, to tell you of my thoughts on giving boundaries giving freedom. That's an incredible thought, actually, when you're saying that, Indy, and I'll speak to that, actually, as a creative and an artist. I actually can sometimes find more creativity through giving myself a set of limitations to work within than to just have nothing but free-flowing everything, right? So, like, as a poet, I went through a period of time where I'd only write poetry that would fit on a Post-it note. You know, I could write as many words as I wanted, but it had to fit on a Post-it note. You know, little shit like that. I've done like tons and tons of things like that in my learning how to develop my skills as a writer and a speaker and all that kind of stuff. I truly believe that, putting yourself, giving like a box is really or boundaries is like it's giving yourself a set of goals, right? And boundaries is another way to say goals, like, you know. So I give myself a set of goals or limitations, and I can be very creative in setting a box. Absolutely, think that way. Peter likes the sermon theme, right, Brad? And then that's the part I don't think Jesus ever taught that. You know, the red words don't ever tell you to be a servant to Jesus. They never said that. He's always saying, we're all the same. Like, you know, the least among these, you know. Peter had, like, again, that's the part of the book that rubs me wrong, personally. That's all. I love the fact that you guys can engage with me and not be upset that we're talking about this. I really actually very much appreciate that. But give me more Peter, man. Like, give me some more Peter. I'd like to dissect him. I'm down, man. I like talking about what the fuck ever. I'm fucking 37 now. It's my birthday. I got a freshie beer somewhere over here. Man. I haven't been rapping much, but I'm okay with it. I'm 100% comfortable with this broadcast. But again, there's the same thing in Buddhism, Brand. Like Tibetan Buddhism is very much like in the image of the Catholic type thing. It's very ritually oriented. It's very guru themed. There's a lot of religions that dump into this idea that you need to like worship the teacher, worship the church, and that's the thing that I always fall short of. And I've always been attracted to things that say, hey, you don't need the church, you are the church. And that's it. I am the church. I know God. God is here. If I'm here, God's here. God's here in my body, and I'm alive and animated. And if God wasn't here, I'd be fucking dead. I would not be alive talking to you, right? I'd be fucking dead, man. So I believe in divinity. I believe in like the idea that we're all. My fucking damn thing got unplugged, so my beats got shut off. But I believe in divinity. I mean, I get it. Like I do not think that there's not a divine. I do not think that Jesus was not divine. I do not think that Buddha was not divine. I think that everybody that has truly spoke the words of truth, like they were there together and they were saying the same shit. If you listen to them, they really said a lot of the same shit. Try and get my beats back on. Just give me half a second. My fucking oh shit, my phone's gonna die too. Gotta plug all my shit in. Plug this in, plug that in. But my laptop's fine. Well, it's gonna die eventually too. Everything's dying. All the batteries on all my electronics are dying slowly. That's kind of a symbol for all of it, right? We're all just slowly losing chi. He's gonna play. There it goes. But all right. Well, how much? Man, I've been talking to you guys for 2 hours. That's fucking insane. I should probably rap some more. I just turned 37. Let's rap. It's my birthday. Real Mighty Joe doing my best to dig down deep into my soul and talk to these Christians that are so goddamn resistant to understanding that other people with different religions are speaking to the same God that they are talking to. And I'll tell you, the fucking Hindus and everybody else, they're all just as resilient and resistant. I'm speaking to a group of fucking children. Yeah, your gods were all talking to you, saying you should all be the same family. I will walk with you until you find it. I've been there. I drank fucking wine with Christ. I got drunk with the Buddha. You don't believe me? Well, that's on you, bro. We're all capable of achieving it. And when I achieve that in those moments, those glimpses in time where I'm really there, I pray to the point where I do not exist. I become that. Oh, man. Those are the highest points in my entire life, and I strive for them again and again. And I find them when I rap like this. I find them when I surrender to the fact that I don't know shit. Today's day one, and I'm just a baby, a little kid, fresh again, trying to learn everything. I don't know shit from Shinola, no matter what book I've read. Quoting texts does not make you intellectual. It just makes you a goddamn recorder, repetitive. If I could come up with my own words to say the same things that these saints said, then that means my consciousness has achieved the same things that they have. And that's what I'm striving for. That's what they wanted you to achieve. They were trying to empower you to believe. Because, that's just one man. That's all he was. And I'm not talking about Jesus specifically. I'm also talking about Rumi, Buddha, and fucking Muhammad, and arrested them, and they changed shit because they spoke their truth. And then religions formed around the truth that they spoke, and people tried to tell you what they meant. Maybe you should just put yourself in their shoes, read their words again, become them. That's what they always wanted, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm a fucking goddamn heretic, because I will not lick Peter's boots. Well, fuck Peter. I don't think he never had a fucking idea who Jesus was. I think he was just trying to fucking be in power and manipulate all the people around him politically, manipulating everything. I mean, just look at history. If you really want to look at what's going on, man. Religions are wrong. Be spiritual. Do not be religious. Love ceremony. Love tradition. Do not be religious. What do we got? I've been talking on my ass for a long time. We got a bunch of quotes in here. Brand says he likes the servant theme, so you agree with that. All right, so here we go. Get me some more Peter. It's Peter 2:19. From this I come. I'm sorry. Hold on. For this is commendable, if because of consciousness toward God one endures grief, suffering wrongly. By Peter 2:19. The context of this one is the sermon stuff that you may not like. Hold on, hold on. Let me read that again because I don't think it is that. For this is commendable, if because of consciousness towards God one endures grief, suffering wrongly. You didn't finish your quote, I guess, but I mean, if you love God and you suffer grief for loving God, I have compassion for you, absolutely. So I think he was going on that. What do we say here? Finally, all of you have unity of mind, sympathy, brotherly love, and a tender heart and a whole mind. Do not repay evil for evil or reveling for reveling, but on the contrary, bless. For this you are called, that you may obtain a blessing. So again, like, that you may obtain a blessing. Like, there's no need to obtain a blessing. Like, that's the shit I don't like about Peter. There's no need to obtain a blessing. You are a blessing. You are already blessed. You don't need to ask the church for a blessing. You need to, it's that servitude shit. I don't like that servitude shit. That's wrong. And like in Mark and Matthew and Luke and all that shit, it's not that. Like, there's none of that servitude crap, you know? Luke and Matthew and all that shit, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. For this you'll call this so they man. Like, don't be an asshole and you'll obtain blessings. Sure. But it's like, I mean, there's good shit in all of it. There's good shit in all of it. That's the way I look at it. There's good shit in all of it. Like, the thing that rubbed me the wrong way, I pointed out earlier, but there's congruent little themes in Peter's shit that'll rub me the wrong way like that, where it's like that, you are never going to be able to achieve it. That's the problem I don't like about that aspect of Christianity. Like, I don't want any Christian to ever think that they can't know Christ, because Christ wanted you to know him, in my opinion. And I'm not a Christian, but that's just my opinion by reading the books that you guys all read too. You know, I don't know, man. We're all lost in it. I think this is going on into weird directions, but I love it. Yeah, I mean, again, I can agree with everything. I find truth in everything. You give me like an Aboriginal text, I'll read it, and I'm like, man, there's some nuggets in there. Like I do like right up there, like, do not repay evil for evil or reveling for reveling. Like, I agree with that. But on the contrary, bless. That's cool. For this you were called. Sure. That you may obtain a blessing. I just think the word may obtain a blessing is like, for this you are called, and that is the blessing, is how I would say. You haven't maintained a blessing or obtaining a blessing. The blessing is doing what you've been called to do, It's still like, I feel like the wording always makes you subservient to the church in Peter's book. I'm sorry. That's just my take on it. Yeah, exactly. Frank gets it. And again, like, I don't, yeah, you get it. I think you got it. That's so, we can agree to disagree right there, right? And that rubs me, like, in any other religion I've studied, there's, just like Peter rubs me wrong in the Christian thing, with the Buddhists, there's tons of shit that rubs me wrong. Same way, like every other religion, same way. It's like we hit barriers where it's like, hey, are you guys talking about the truth that your spoken prophet is saying? Or are you trying to form a religion around that idea and make them subservient to that religion around that idea, as opposed to teaching them to come to that idea themselves? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. We've gotten really heady into philosophy and theosophy, and I love it. Well, I'm 37 now. The show went way too long, longest show I've ever done, and I didn't wrap a fucking goddamn close to 20 minutes total. I was just talking the shit with the internet, speaking religion. That was my mojo. That was my emoji. That was my emotion in that moment, and I felt it. I was going full fucking swing. Swing bat to bat. Nothing else matters. We're all in this together. I love you like you were my lover. Close, I can smell your breath. I can touch you like you were my family. And I was proud of you, and I would just hug you, slap you on the back, and encourage you. Like you were my enemy, but still my competition against you made you thrive and become better. Mighty Joe. I'm a fucking warm, goddamn hand-knitted sweater in the cold of winter. Just fits right, feels right. I'm a fresh breath of cool air on a summer night. I'm lost in these poems all alone when I sing this. I close my eyes and become that thing that Jesus and Buddha were talking me towards slowly. Maybe he's not the greatest, but I'm younger than they were. Or maybe I'm older too. 37. Outlasting Jesus, dude. Oh man, that hurts my heart. He had so much of a life to live. Imagine if he got to be 96. Both Tibetans said he did. And his name was Saint Issa. There's stories about it. I've read them too. I don't know who the fuck is telling the truth. I read a lot. I sift it out. Is the truth self-evident? No, it's not. And there's no doubt in that. Truth is something that is relevant to you in the moment, and it constantly changes. But absolute truth is self-evident, immutable. I love you. That's truth. That's immutable. Yeah, it's a really fire moments, quality over quantity. Yeah, we do what we do. Hey, Brand, you're my number one fan. You're my stan, and I feel you, bro. We get into this religious back and forth, and I hope you never shy to talk to me. I hope we can get down and open that Bible together, and we can study. You, me, and Indy. And I'll give you my independent thought on the words I'm reading, because I know you were raised in that tradition and I wasn't. But I understand that Jesus is my brother, my lover, my cousin, from another name, from another time and space. Snap, snap, we're all back together again. I can see his face. I can see him smiling right now. Literally, with my closed eyes, I am seeing Jesus shining. His beard is fucking real oily. The sun's reflecting on it. He's blessing me, hand up, saying, hey. Put my hand on my back, and he's saying, hey, man, I got you. He's rubbing it. He's saying, you can stand right next to me. Let's do this together. Hey, Mighty Joe, hey, I'm spitting it for the non-Christian folks. I'm spitting it for all the Hindus, the goddamn fucking wicked. I don't give a flying fuck if you worship Satan. Because if you worship Satan in such a way that the word Satan actually means the same thing as the God in another person's language, then you're worshiping the same thing the rest of us are worshiping. I'm not so fucking stupid that I don't understand that all human beings have built into them a wiring of understanding there's something bigger than us, and we're connected to it. We are gravitated, pulled towards spiritual experience, religion, to give us a higher meaning, and religions as a codified institution take advantage of it constantly throughout history. They're being predators, eating up our want to be accepted, our want to know the truth, our want to know God. Well, I'll tell you, the books they sell you might not be complete. They'll take that money from you, telling you they're going to try and help out the rest of your community. Well, probably it's going to line some fucking assholes' pockets in the end of the day. Sad as it may be, maybe we need to look outside of these traditional structures and start making things that serve our needs together as a community. I'm not saying tradition's wrong. In fact, I embrace it most to the highest point in my life. But like I said, that Holy Ghost used to be a goddess. History has taught us that if you take the time to read it, but most people think it stopped 2,000 years ago. Maybe that's, to me, obnoxious. Don't be limited. There's some way we can all come together and understand this shit together, and I think I am put here to maybe help them out. Because I get it. I'm with y'all. I can roll with a Christian so hard that I can fucking cry as Jesus wept on that cross. You know, I can meditate like Buddha did, and I can put up that Dharma Chakra Buddha and banish the demons from the rest of my consciousness for the rest of my life, and I can subdue them all and make them angels in heaven just from that one motion. I could be like Shankara, bringing the knowledge back to a country that had almost lost it. Establish 4 pillars in the north, south, east, and west to teach it. And if it weren't for him, died at 33 just like Jesus. Started at 12, same story. You wouldn't even believe it. He was 12 years old, debated all the Buddhists, the highest persons of philosophy in India at the time, because Buddhism had pervaded the entirety of India as the main religion. And when Shankara came in at 12 years old, he debated all of them, made them look like fools. Lived till he was 33, establishing 4 monasteries, one in the north, one in the south, one in the east, one in the west, to teach the truth verbatim. Sanatana Dharma, as it was taught to him before, and before, so said the wise men of old, always, always. Jesus was teaching teachers. He learned in these. He embodied it. He became God. He was a true guru, a Sat Guru, as they would say in Sanskrit, the truth embodied. But he's not alone. He's not the only human being that ever did it. And that's the problem with Christians. They think there was only one man because of what the perverted shit Peter told to you. Like I said before, it's not the truth. You are capable of being Jesus. Jesus always told you it was you. You are me and I am you. And I and my Father are one. And that's the truth. You are me, I am you. I am my Father are one. And that's the truth. You are me, I am you. I and my Father are one. And that's the fucking truth. That's what he knew. That's it. Simple as shit. That's potent. As fucking goddamn hydroxychloroquine against COVID. So I've been babbling. What do we got in the chat? We got Brand. Brand says, I think we're pretty close to full agreement about the calcification of religious structures. Yeah, I see those problems too. They're insidious. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, right. I think we're there, Brad. And see, that's it, Brad. That's it right there. Because I've been online for like 2.5 hours, 3.5 hours. I think over an hour and a half ago, you like put a line in the sand, like in this chat. You were like, "This is where we disagree. This is where we part ways. I will not budge." Now I've been talking to you for an hour and a half, and all of a sudden you say, "I think we're pretty close to full agreement about the calcification of religious structures." And then you see the problems, and you think it's insidious, right? So that's all I was saying from the get-go. And I think if we all take the time to carefully talk to each other and understand that, hey, I get where you're coming from, and I get this is the most important thing in your life. Like I saw you in the chat earlier, fucking on the Discord, Brand, with a homeboy, mac and cheese there, Scott boy. The real Mac or whatever, fuck, I forget his name on Discord right now. But our homeboy there, he's my buddy, good dude, fucking the Scotsman. you and the Scotsman were giving shit to each other, right? And you were disagreeing, but like as I read it as an outsider, a lot of the time it's like you are agreeing, like you really are agreeing. You're just saying different words, Well, where's the line? There's no line. You have no line. You're trying to say you have a line, but where's the line? You and me, Brand, we're gonna like seriously just have a phone talk, and then we'll get there. Carscar says control. My dad says control. C-U-N-T, control. Dude, I really enjoy it, man. I meant to come on here and rap, but like, I'm absolutely happy with the way this shit went. I'm not upset about it. I'll literally talk to the internet forever about religion, philosophy, theology. I love that shit. I am super, super, super nerd when it comes to this shit. But where's that? Like, so there's the line is still there. So what's the line? Like, I want to know what Brand's line is. Like, what do you think that line is? Like, where's your line? Like, where do you not agree with me? I don't think we disagree. Like, your only way to Jesus is the only way to God is through Jesus. That's your line, right? But I'm okay with that because, in my perspective, Jesus is your guru, your Satguru. That's your way to God. That's your way to truth. That's your gift of truth. The person that gives you the gift of truth is Jesus. But other people get that same gift of truth through other people. That's what I would say. Maybe that's my final argument in the line of sand. Is that Jesus is not the only way. He's one of many. And I don't think Jesus never said he was the only way. He said the only way is through what he defined himself as. But what he decided himself as was the truth, the way, and the spirit, or some shit like that. Or whatever the hell he said. I don't know. But at that point, he's not saying he is the way, like Jesus Christ as a person. He's saying what he is on his highest aspect. I am here in my form, in my highest aspect, as God, representing myself to you in this man, flesh, meat, body. And he's trying to say, I'm not this, I'm all this shit. And the only way to God is through me, meaning all this shit. Not this meat suit, but all this stuff above the meat suit. That's what I would say. On that one. Man, I've been going so long, talking about Jesus all night. I love the guy and all, but he took over my whole show. This is the Real Mighty Joe Jesus Show, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Praise Jesus at this point. Fucking love you, bro. This one's for you. So do you believe that all right, so he says Peter's letters are still in my Bible, all of them. Sure, no problem with that, but you did see the parts of the Peter stuff that was rubbing me wrong. I started pointing out the parts of his language that rubbed me wrong, and you agreed with that and saw that. They say I still believe that Jesus is his unique person is immutably the only path to God. So what point? So that word "only" in all caps, right, Brand? The only path to God. Whoever said that? Peter's the only person who told you that, right? There's no other person in the Bible that says he's the only path to God but Peter. And Peter's trying to cash off on it and say, hey, throw me a kickback and I'll make sure you get to see your boy Jay. Nah, it's cool, man. I actually really enjoyed it, dude. I actually really enjoyed it. You didn't derail it. You made the show. This is tonight's show. That's cool, but I do not believe in an only path to God. I personally cannot believe in an only path to God. I cannot believe that's true, and I think it's the one thing that's wrong. I think that there are innumerable paths to God, and I think there's infinite paths to God because God is infinite. If something is infinite, there are infinite ways to reach it. Right? Is God not omnipotent, omnipotent, and omniscient? Right? Brand, is God omnipotent, omniscient, and omnipotent? If that's the truth, then there's not one way to that. Because omni means everywhere. Omniscient, always conscious, everywhere, at all times. Omnipotent, always potent, always powerful, at all times. Yeah, and omnipresent, always present at every time. So that doesn't mean just in Jesus, because Jesus was 2,000 years ago. He's here today. So if Jesus was the only way, that's wrong because he's omnipresent. He's here now. And Jesus is here now with us, sure, for sure. We'll always remember him. And he's part of us, and he is us, and he's divine, and all part of it. But if God is everything, everywhere, at all times, always, and never not, then do you ever need to hear the name Jesus Christ to be saved by God? No. No, you do not. You do not need to know the name of Jesus to be saved by God. That's where we would disagree again, because Jesus is God, is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. And he is that. So he's there everywhere, no matter what you think, no matter what, it's always there. So even if you're not Christian, even if you've never heard of the word of Jesus, you think he's not going to save you too? That would mean you don't believe in the fucking kindness of your God. You know, like he will respect me even if I call him Shiva. You know, in my opinion. And when you say Jesus, you mean the highest of the highest of the highest, and I respect that, but I call that Mama or Shiva or something else. You know? And there's no difference. There's nothing wrong with that. And when I read your words, like I love the Christian Bible. I absolutely love reading the Christian Bible. It is an incredible read filled with omniscience, omnipotence, and omnipresence. So, like I said, if the God of the entirety of the universe specifically wanted me to call him Jesus Christ, he'll forgive me if I don't. I believe. I believe that the God that you believe in is forgiving enough that he'll forgive me if I miss his name. So, hell yeah. Well, we just had a really incredible conversation for 2.5 hours about religion, which is the fucking reason I do this shit. To be true. Like, this is the kind of shit I came here to create for you guys as content. This is what I've always wanted to do my whole life. Like, I want an open microphone in a classroom where I can just talk. I've spent my whole life learning this shit, but I just want it's like a cup that's overfull, and I just want to spill it over and give you what I've learned. And I'm not a fucking Jesus. I'm not trying to be a Jesus, claiming to be a Jesus, but I believe that if I keep working in the direction I'm working, I'll get there. And I think that we all can get there. And same thing with Buddha or anybody else. I think that they're the expectation, they're the golden standard of humanity. Like, here's the perfect man, the perfect person. In the Hindu tradition, they have Rama. Rama is another one like that. Rama is like the embodiment of like humility and humanity and like a good man. He was like a king, like the most like humble king. Like he was very great. Like Rama is a very like good representation in the same way as Jesus. Krishna is a very beautiful representation in the same way as Jesus. There's a lot of them out there, man. Jesus is not alone. So they here's a cool one. Hold on. Oh yeah, see what Brad said. No, I don't. Yeah. So here's a cool one. Let me tell you guys about the Navanata. So in the Vedas, they talk about Navanata. This is like an old tradition or old thought of what's called the Navanata. Navanata is the 9 enlightened beings. So in this idea or this concept, at all times there are 9 fully enlightened beings in the universe, meaning there are 9 Jesuses, 9 Buddhas, 9 fully awakened, fully connected, all the way there. Absolutely, the divinity here on earth, all the way through. 9. There's 9 of them at all times, and they're called the Navanata. And they, through meditation, hold the world together. And according to this tradition, people like Buddha and Jesus sit in that circle, the 9 Navanata. That's a cool concept to me as well. I like that one. And that's old. That's older than Jesus. Jesus is young blood compared to my tradition, But he was fully there, 110%, and spoke that tradition so well, 110%. He was exactly what Shankara was to the Hindus. He did it exactly like that. And it's the same literal story. Shankara was 12, died at 33. It's the same shit. And that exists like all over the world. And that myth is older than Jesus. And there's other myths older than Jesus that do the same thing. 12 to 33 and the whole fucking 9. Like literally all the way down to the Styx. The Sumerians have one just like it. But again, like I said, remember the Tower of Babel. Right? We forgot that we're all speaking the same language. When I say God and they say Allah and they say Buddha, we mean the same exact thing and then we fight over it because we chose a different word to describe it. It's good, man. I hope it's good. We're going on the longest broadcast I've ever done. Ever. Whatever, man. It's my birthday. We're getting loose. All the way loose. This is Mighty Joe Unleashed. Uncut. Fucking I am cut, too. That's how actually. I'll be pissed off about that part, too. I'm not Jewish, and I have a cut dick. That part makes me mad. My mom had a Jewish doctor that cut my dick. I had no choice in it. I don't like that shit at all. I'm really against that. That's some whole another level shit. Talk about circumcision, I'll get me real pissed off. Male circumcision is genital mutilation. And if it's not recognized as that, you're fucking up. The 13 most sensitive points of the penis are cut off during circumcision. So it's literally the equivalent, if you were a female, to carving your clitoris off your body when they circumcise a foreskin off of a male. It's literally the equivalent of carving out your fucking clitoris hood, to carve the hood off of your clitoris. That literally would be the equivalent as a female. So don't do that to your boy daddies, please. Yeah, it's my birthday, man. Happy Fappy B-Day. Hopefully I don't have to fap. Hopefully I get laid tonight. I do have a wife and stuff. I might have to beat off, you never know. He was probably saying happy birthday, but it said Fappy birthday. To me, that's like fap. like happy birthday. Oh man, I'm fucking wrong. There's something wrong with my soul. Nah, I'm wrong. But when I just said there's something right with my soul is so goddamn big. It's trying to break the mold. It's trying to get bigger than this goddamn man skin and meat suit. I said it so many times tonight because I like certain shit and I stick on it for the whole fucking night. Come back to it. What am I? I'm nothing and everything. All rolled into this moment. I really truly feel that. I mean, I am amazed that this goddamn dream keeps going on the way that it does. The more that I become connected to my source, the more that I feel that my prayers and my thoughts influence everything around me without saying shit. Sometimes my silence is more powerful than the words that I can angrily spit. That's the truth. That's a powerful truth. Sometimes my righteous words will move mountains. I needed moving. Sometimes I'm just a derelict. I'm just a man lost in confusion, drunk on fucking poison and pollution. Sometimes that poison brings me close enough to death that I remember God again, and then I start spitting my truth. It's not me. It's not I. It's always him. It's always her. I remember that my divinity has two genders. Yeah. Anyway. Clap, clap. Golf snap. Like a Mighty Joe channel. I got two people still watching me. Who the fuck's still here? We got Karscar. We got Brian, man. You guys are fucking troopers. Could have said Rappy. That's alright. Rappy, crappy, slappy. Fucking nappy. I don't give a shit. I play that like hacky, sacky, kicking it with my legs, breaking my knee when I twerked it in the wrong direction and tore my ACL on the outer edge. Oh, that's not a true story, but it sounded really vivid. I like to spit that shit. That's a certain gift I was given. I started to step into people that don't exist yet, but I make them real. My own imagination. I develop every concept, their thoughts, their feelings, their children, their relations, all of it. I can rap about them. I can become them. Like old GT, down in the Holden Collider here, and I'm just whipping and whirling, ripping holes through time and space. And when the machine bucks up, you gotta just give it a kick and a chunk, and then it just keeps going and buzzing. And that character, yeah, he's close to my soul. I know that guy. I made him off of it. I think about him every time I spit it. My old man, his character is my father and myself, and my old age and rejection mentally. Old man, yes, I can rap and know the thing. And I think I'm disappointed in the young people nowadays. And then we got old. My name's Margaret. My daughter Karen, she works at the hair salon down the street. And these people, with their COVID restrictions and their masks, I told her, you tell them, this is the land of the free. It's Margaret. I got this. There's just 3 characters I rolled off the top of my head, but I got a bunch more. I'm constantly developing them. This is just the beginning. This channel is young. It's a tiny mustard seed in a great jungle of the forest of wisdom and knowledge I'm about to become if I just do this every day. When I want to do it every other day, the way I do it, it'll grow and grow. Please, share this with your friends that you think will like it. People that want to talk about philosophy and life and religion and politics and are not afraid of the cold, hard knife of debate. Scar wants us off his lawn. Car, are we still on your front lawn? I'm sorry, bro. We gotta get off Scar's lawn, man. We're occupying space. You guys are my dudes, man. Indy left. Bert left. I think the ratio of 2 people watching and 4 likes is pretty solid. So we'll go with that. I repped you guys all night. Because that's the point, man. I don't give 2 flying fucks. I'd rather talk to Brain about some stuff that actually means some shit and go over the differences between our understandings of religion. And I get down. It really boils down to that book of Peter and shit. If you truly believe that the only way to truth is through Jesus Christ and there's no other way to find salvation, well, that is the line. That's the bridge. You're telling me there's no persuasion. I'm telling you that if that is what saved your soul and your life, I do not want to change it. I just want you, as someone who accepts that fully inside yourself and grows in knowledge in that and becomes an excellent teacher of the truth that can be found in it, to understand that people that do not take Jesus Christ as their Savior can learn from you just the same. If you speak the truth that Jesus spoke, they'll learn from you. Just another spoke on the wheel of time, doing our time, spitting rhymes, trying to make it sound right. I was supposed to rap all night. I didn't do shit for raps. I just fucking go off and talk and fucking lost myself so fucking long. I feel like I just jacked off in a sock and it started to mold. Smell funny. I don't even know anymore, man. I was thinking some shit like Doug Funny, Money, all this shit comes into my mind. I don't even know. Dumb rap stuff. Ain't even cool. Wasn't that good. I should probably end this. It's 1 in the morning where I am. So I love you guys, dude. This is literally a 3-hour live stream. It's the longest shit I've ever done. Hold on. I don't want to end it this way. I'd end it with a good rap. Give me a second. Gotta crack my neck and shit. New beat too. Yeah. Where I'm gonna take you guys home. We're gonna end this. One more hour to start moving down. I will not be able to make it to the start of moving down. That's the problem with Indy and all you fuckers, West Coast fucks. I will not be awake at 2 in the morning. Probably. I might be awake. If I'm awake, I will absolutely join you guys for movie night. Fuck, dude. That shit's always so late. Alright. I wanna send you guys home with a good rap. Let me get my zone. Hold on. I could have never hoped to build a community like this off the top of my head as a rapper. I always wanted to put my shit out there. I wanted people to hear it, wanted people to feel it. Now that I've started to do this YouTube channel and I've started to grow with this community, I don't want to do rap albums. I don't want to do fucking tours and shows. I just want to go online day by day and talk to you. Share it, like it, let it be what it is. I'll put my truth to the internet. I don't give a flying shit about any of it. Other than I want to make this music for the sake of making music because this is the way that I pray to that thing that Brian calls Jesus. That thing that I call Mata, Mother Goddess. It's the same thing. 2 different words, a different language. And in that thing, we can find ourselves entangled in the same truth. There's no need to feel anguish. We'll get better by the day. We're doing it. We're trying to teach each other. I never wanted to be a leader, but I'm a natural leader, so I'm leading the way. I'm fucking shy. I don't know if I'm the right guy. But that's alright because I know this shit is deep down inside the thing that I was bred to do, and I will spit my rhymes until I am fucking totally dead. Fucking rotten in a sarcophagus, and even then, the thoughts and memories of me will be still speaking to you. I'll never leave you. I will never leave you. I'm always here. Just like Jesus, your God or your guru, the truth I spit will be lingering in your ears. No fear. We're all together. Alright, hell yeah, you guys are watching. Alright, I'll check it out. I'll try to. I already said I might start watching it before you guys do, to be honest, because I literally do not have time to start watching a movie an hour from now. But, alright, I'm trying to end the show. I've been trying to end the show for a hot minute. You guys one more set of bars, because there's always time for one more set of bars. Take me bar to bar, car scar. Take me to the fucking goddamn park, and I will say hark. I hear a lion roaring that was lost and didn't get it on the ship. But I jumped into the ocean, I swam, and I found him. And I brought him back to shore, and me and him survived. Even though God was trying to take us all out. Through the flood, we found high ground, I rode his back. We find that highest mountain peak, we survived. We found a Yogi meditating up there, and he taught me all about the time. It's all about me. Fuck, I hate it that my tongue does that shit. He taught me about the stillness that I would find on the mountain. He taught me of the stillness that I could find at the top of the mountain, and that was just finding that the I am is the silence and the sound of nothingness. It's the vibration that's always there. And I know that that I am is me, that existed before this physical body ever did. And that thing is what people call God, and I worship it personally. It's the big I am, all caps. Like Jesus said, I am that one that says I am. Well, I'm that one that says I am. And I know the religion he learned it from, and they say I am too. And I am is the name of God. And Jesus said, I am the one that says I am. He means I am that I am. And you are that I am too. That's what he was trying to teach you and fight them with that. That's my tradition. That's what I got to give to you. We're all trying to be Jesus's, trying to remember I am that I am and be that shit. We'll beat the shit to death. This is a fucking goddamn religious class. I can't wait for these Bible studies. We'll all get into that. Tip for tat. I love you all. Skip the scat. Like, fucking share that shit. If I get 100 people that subscribe to this channel, I can turn it to / Real Mighty Joe. Right now it's / Prima Vidya Yoga, because that was my yoga school back in the day. This channel is like fucking 10, 12 years old. Come on, help me out. I love you guys. Have a good night. So motivate. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace.